Now we on boy.
What's up, guys? What's up? Good evening to you all. Obviously, most of my energy was on another stream at 7:30. So right now, I'm just how can you see this? Not fatigued, but I've already been dancing already. But now again, it's like 1 a.m. in the club, and I'm still dancing. So the dances won't be great, but the motivation will be up because I have people who I started meeting one, Anthony, then I met the rest of them, and these guys are probably the coolest guys I've ever seen on a channel. That's why I'm always addicted. As soon as I see their notification comes on, I always jump on because I can't resist to jump on because the way they talk is really great. Then you're like, I really want to be part of this conversation, and you can get them at Talk Football. You know what I'm going to do, guys? Before we start this stream, right? I want these guys to introduce themselves, and I also want them to introduce the channel. I'll give them the intro for them to be able to introduce themselves because I think they deserve that because these guys are nice lads. So any of the guys, Anthony or Jesse or Dan, one of you guys can introduce the rest of the gang, and you can also introduce your channel, Talk Football, to the family of the True City Fan channel. So go ahead. You're muted. You're on mute, Anthony.
Yes. Well, I'm. Oh, actually,
I'm sorry, Faro.
That's Dan.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll get Dan back. So I'm gonna get Dan back. So let's get Anthony back, and then let's get Dan back. So Dan, there you go, Dan.
Yes. As you can see, we're also really used to doing this as well. So that's us being professional. No, but listen. I'm Dan. Jesse and Anthony. We've also got another host, Josh. Hopefully, maybe able to join us later on. We're from Talk Football 92. We've been running a channel for around about 2 months now. We've been putting content out every week. We've really enjoyed it. I'm a Liverpool fan, as you can see. Jesse's a fan of Man United. We've got a Chelsea fan. We've got fans from every club, and what we're looking is to try and bring a bit of a forum together of just getting fans from every team to have their opinions. So we're here supporting Patrick. He's supported us with his channel. So if you want to get involved, please do. Just hit us a subscribe, hit us a message, and we'll collaborate. We're really looking for people to work with. So yeah, we're open. Just send us a message. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. The channel link is in the description. Vator's channel link is in the description. Gundo, he's always with me. His link is always in the description. So look, these guys, Anthony, Jess, and Dan, they're fans from other channels, but they talk football as their channel called Talk Football. They always talk about every team. They're very fair. That's what I like about them. They're not biased. Even if they're biased sometimes, it's just for banter. But when they get the bias out, they are very fair. So guys, go check them. Subscribe to the channel. But now, let's welcome Vator Games back. He wasn't feeling well. Now he's back feeling well. I'm going to welcome everybody. Daniel, as always. Daniel is always first to the chat, guys, ever since. Obviously, it used to be Charlie. Now Daniel took over. He's always first to the chat. Nobody beats him to the chat. I've got one guy from South Korea who's a City fan. Subscribed 2 months ago. Appreciate that. Emmanuel, Africa, I hope you're well. Twisted. I know Talk Sports, you're here. Doug, how you doing? Doug, I wish you were here, but I just left you today because I saw you had a few things set up. Chris, how you doing? Chris is a very good lad, Liverpool fan. Go and check Chris's channel. How you doing, Charlie? This is Charlie, who was always there 24/7 from the first days of our streams. I appreciate him. Factos, how you doing, man? Big up to you, Factos. Muribanji and my fellow Malawian. Muribanji, how you doing? So, Gundo and Vator, I hope you guys are here. I see you have no cameras today. Are you running away from the Liverpool fan?
No. How are you guys? I'm no. I may show my face later on today. I'm just in between like multiple things. So
yeah. So Gundo, this is Dan, Jess, and Antonio. This is where I run away when you don't see me. When I say I'm sick, I'm actually.
Nice to meet you guys. Yeah.
Hanging out with us.
Yeah, cool. So anyway, shout out to you, Don. Don Smoke, how you doing? Hope you're well. Shout out to you also, Don. I see you guys already coming to the. Don't worry, Patrick. Plenty more times to collab. Yeah, we're gonna collab all season. And big up to you, Don Smoke. Daniel says. So guys, I'm gonna start off with the guys, obviously, who the guys who obviously are the guests. I'll start off with Dan. Obviously, since you're close to me, so today we're going to talk about the Premier League. We're going to just do predictions. We're going to do from the bottom to the top. What I want is, guys, don't be shy. If you've got a question to ask the City fans or the Chelsea fan, who's Anthony, who just took a big L a few minutes ago with Brighton, please ask Anthony.
What's the news? What happened?
Oh, Anthony just woke up. Oh, Anthony has no idea.
No, he knows. He's just hiding it. Yeah, the Barca apparently are putting in 50 million euro bid plus add-ons for Mark Cucurella.
Oh no!
So Patrick, what did I tell you like 4 days ago about this?
I know. I knew it. I knew that you were right because you're the one who preached it four days ago.
I warned you. This guy's anyway. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, so guys, I'm going to start off with Dan. How do you think Liverpool is going to do this season after preseason and everything? I'm just talking to you first because Liverpool is the closest competitor. I also have a question for Jess and but I want to start with you. How do you feel you are? Are you prepared for the season? Do you think you guys obviously will stop us from winning 3 in a row?
Yeah, no. Listen, I think Liverpool are as strong. I know a lot of people will look at Mane and he was an incredible player last season. His was a brilliant end, but not a great season in comparison to some of his previous seasons. I think Darwin Nunez, Diogo Jota, Diaz, and Salah is going to be more of a collaboration across the front. For me, we're still the underdog. We're still the underdog to try and win this. And this isn't a Liverpool fan coming out and saying, oh, here he is with the age-old metric. You are, as a team. Do I think you have better players in more positions? No. But do I think you're a better coach team and a better system? 110%. I think Pep Guardiola is a genius. And he is the reason why he's able to be so dominant within this league. Because that's what he does. That's what he's done everywhere he's gone. So for me, I want us to win the league. I think we can win the league. But it's going to be, unfortunately, based on how good you guys are. If City are their impeccable best, incredible as they normally always are, it's going to be a close one. Within a couple of points again, it could be us, it could be you. But for me, I'm going to back the team. I think Liverpool will sneak it this year. I think we'll stop you doing a three-peat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Anthony, go ahead.
I think so as well. I think Liverpool are gonna do it. I just don't know why.
Oh,
it
I
feels
thought that
like
was the end game. Go ahead. I thought that was your end game. I thought that's what you're gonna say. I thought you're done. Go ahead.
No, bro. I think Liverpool are gonna do it as well. Like it's for some reason. I just feel like you guys might need 1 year to get into the swing of things for some reason. But I believe I just have a feeling that Liverpool might do it this year. Just do it. I said this even when we were watching the match together, when we were having our little Discord call. We do a little.
You mean the Super Cup of England? Is that the trophy we were watching?
Yeah. No, I just had a feeling at that time, for sure. No, it's
the
just
first proper trophy. Yeah, that one.
I just think so, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's just I don't know. It's like you guys haven't stopped the way you guys finish. Basically, you just continued on that vein of form, and I know that City takes a little bit of time to get started up, and I think that might be the difference. You guys will start on fire.
You know what it is for me? Yeah, Liverpool have been looking sharp in preseason. It looks like the whole Klopp system is already kind of in full flow. I think that what's his face Nunez coming in really fits that system to a T, so it makes it easier to integrate. Whereas City will be switching around their system with your likes of Haaland and Alvarez kind of fits into the system a little bit more. But I do think that under the pretense of this early season, at least, I expect Liverpool to get off to a earlier start. The one other thing I will say, and I don't want rivals to let Liverpool get away with this, they are not underdogs.
They are not underdogs, by the way. No.
Yeah.
How can you be an underdog?
Because
bro,
we haven't won it for 2 seasons. We're the underdogs.
So then, bro, you have the best left back in the world. You have the best right back in the world. You have the best 2 center backs in the world. Best right wing. One of the best up and coming left wings or whatever it is. One of the best regarded strikers in the world, apparently.
Whoa, hang on, hang
Uh,
on. Whoa. Stop there, Andy. Hang on. Patrick will tell you
I
he
am
was
not
the
done.
Latino Andy Carroll a week or so ago. So let's calm that conversation.
Come on, is that what we're bringing down? I thought we're coming here to we're all dressed in our suits, all tied up like this in our all. Is that what we're bringing? Jess, I thought we were here for serious business. What's with the Latino Andy Carroll? Why are we bringing Latino Andy Carroll? Look.
You don't pay 80 million. You don't. Sorry, not 80 million.
How much was he?
60 million for an Andy Carroll. You don't pay that amount of money. However, in saying that,
how much did they pay for Andy Carroll out of interest, guys? In the comments, everybody. Does anybody know how much Andy Carroll was bought for?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
40.
Go ahead.
£35 million we bought him for.
Wow, that time.
That's Torres money, man. That Torres money was burning a hole in Kenny Dalglish's pocket. We did, however, sign a certain Luis Suarez with that money, though, as well.
Yeah, fair play. Look, let me just read this super chat. Factors, man, big up to you. Is that £8.99? Big up to you for the super chat, man. Thank you very much, Factors. As I said last time, the super chat is we're actually going to be sending them to charity. In the meantime, they'll be sent to charity. So they'll be sent straight to Malawi to charity. My sister usually does a lot of charity work with an orphanage. So all the super chats when they're corrected, when YouTube starts giving, I'll be sending them to charity. Until maybe in the future, let me not lie, I'm not. Maybe in the future when things are settled, when I leave my job. But in the meantime, these are going to charity because I'm on a full-time job. So City and Liverpool races have always been decided by fine margins or moments of luck in favor of City. This year, I feel those margins will fall in Liverpool's favor. Oh my God. Favor. Oh, I can't say it now.
Patrick, the question is it by accident or by design?
Can I say that? Can I try that last word? I know it is in my head, but my tongue is failing to say it. Can you imagine? I'm failing to say the word. Okay, God, I'm gonna pretend as if we're. Does someone want to say it? Because I can say it, but somehow it's gone out of my mouth. How is that possible?
What are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
I can't say it. How is that possible? What has happened to me? How come I can't say that word? Why? Oh my God. Okay. Go ahead, Gundo. Let's just pretend as if.
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying if it's by because we know that we know that the Premier League do not
favor. The word was favor, and I couldn't say it. I was saying favor.
We know the Premier League do not like to have a one-horse race. We know they are scared shitless to have the Bundesliga Part 2 in England. We know that, right? And so it won't surprise me if there are marginal decisions that go one way or the other because we know it's very, very tight. Either which way, it should be a good race between the two going forward.
You had plenty of them last season, didn't you?
We both did.
We both did. Let's be fair. Remember the Crystal Palace penalty, the pen against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, let's not go into that. Let's start off with this now because Vator, I hope you're still here. So let's start off with this. I'm going to start off with you, Anthony, because somehow, Anthony, my camera, I'm just literally looking at you because of where I've scrolled down. So, Anthony, who do you think is going to be at the bottom? By any means, guys, the other guys, Dan, Vator, Gundo, as Anthony is saying, if you've got any other questions to ask him, please go ahead, ask him. It's a discussion. It's just not me just talking. So make sure you ask him that, why are you putting so and so there? We also have to understand why somebody's putting it. So who's going to be at the bottom? We're talking about 18th to 20th.
Everton. I think Everton will be in for a hard seat. It's even harder to say.
So you think Everton is worse than all the teams that have come up?
No.
I think so, bro.
Are we putting him at the bottom or an 18th? That's my only
18th, basically like 18th. I'm thinking somewhere around because I don't know, bro. Like I even have the same feeling around Leicester as well because Leicester haven't signed anybody and they might have to let players go as well to get sorted out their financial fair play. But I'm just thinking that in my head, but I don't think it would happen for sure. But Everton, I have a feeling that they might be going down. Fat Frank is not going to do nothing, to be honest. What does Frank Lampard? What can he do, bro?
Chelsea fan, by the way.
I mean, if he's shit, bro, he's shit. Like I got to say it, isn't it? At the end of the day, he's not a good manager.
Didn't they buy Tarkowski or Tarkowski, whatever his name is, from Burnley? Isn't he a good defender?
I mean,
Yeah, but the problem is
Also, Dwight McNeil. I mean, decent player, but it does look like they're assuming they're going to be in a relegation battle. They're buying relegation.
Let's be fair. I mean, surely Everton are better than shit Southampton, right? Southampton, they don't know what they are. They just have no idea what they are. 9-0 get this week, 0-0 next week. They have no idea. The guy cries when he beats Liverpool, gets a point out of Liverpool. But he twerks for the big clubs except for City, and he's just schizophrenic. I think Southampton going down. Southampton, Bournemouth, and Fulham gone.
Southampton's number is up this season. They flirted with getting relegated for a number of seasons now. If we look at last season, I think they lost 9 out of the last 10 games. They were on relegation form, and the league carried on for a couple more matches. They were absolutely terrible. Ralph Hasenhüttl is a fraud. He's not the Austrian cop or whatever they want to call him. He's not a good manager. They only keep him because there's nobody else. There's nobody else to take.
He did well at Leipzig, didn't he?
Hasenhüttl, he was at where was he at? He wasn't at Leipzig, was he?
Might have been at
Salzburg. It
Wasn't he at Leipzig? I'm pretty sure he was at Leipzig. Wasn't it him? Salzburg.
Maybe at Salzburg. Yeah. But being good at Salzburg is pretty simple, isn't it? They're the most dominant team in Austria with loads of money, a great setup, brilliant DOF, everything you would want, like literally a conveyor belt of new talent. Erling Haaland's coming through, Benjamin Sesko's coming through, Minamino. The names keep going on. Do you know what I mean? But he's come to Southampton, and I mean, to lose 9-0 once is sackable, but to lose 9-0 twice is, I mean, you should be ejected from Southampton forever.
Like a game or two before the end of the season last year, didn't they boo him? They booed the whole team after.
Yeah, they booed him against Liverpool, even though they were very close to winning that game. Like, well, not winning, but getting a draw. They booed. They'd had enough. The fans don't like him.
Just sat back. You just parked the bus for like 82 minutes or some shit, and fans wouldn't have it. They just booed them.
No, it's just sorry, Gundogan. Sorry. It's nice to meet you, by the way. I'm sure that goes for all of us who haven't met you before. Correction, he did play for Leipzig, but yeah, he's one of those hipster managers. He's gone stale.
Leipzig, okay.
And he's gonna go. Like he's got to go this season.
He was at Leipzig, isn't it?
Yeah, it was Leipzig. That's what I'm saying. I'm correct.
I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. I knew because I remember I was hyping him when he came saying, "Oh, he did well at Leipzig." That's why I think him coming to the Prem was an upgrade for him. He said he was trying to test himself after doing well at Leipzig. I think he left them in the Champions League sport. That's one of his achievements. Yeah. Go ahead, Jesse. Sorry.
He's got to go, Jesse. I concur with you. It's enough. I've had enough.
To be fair, like my 3 picks were gonna be Everton, Southampton, and Fulham. To be honest, just to put on that 18th, 19th, and 20th spots.
Do we all agree with him? Because I'm going to get what I'll do. I think to make it easy is if he starts with the bottom, we disagree with him, and then the next I'm gonna give the next individual the next one. Then we will debate the top 6.
I think the only thing Anthony is I think Fat Frank will go before Everton get in trouble. He will go.
That's true.
That's also they will fire him quick if he starts.
So Southampton bottom.
Yeah, Southampton bottom, Fulham, and then Everton basically.
But Bournemouth, Fulham, and Southampton for me. I think Bournemouth just have no players. They've got no real. They're going to rely on Dominic Solanke to score their goals for them. I mean, come on, like. It's not.
Yeah. So wait. Are we taking Everton to 13th to 17th? Because 18 to 20 is 3 teams at the bottom. So are we putting Bournemouth in there?
I agree with Dan. I think that the 3 will be Southampton, Bournemouth, Fulham. I think it's that the 18th, 19th, 20th. But Fulham being the bottom, but Bournemouth being 19th, and then Southampton being 18th. But again, maybe Anthony has. Crystal ball. Maybe Everton are really bad and they'll go down.
See the problem. What I see with Everton is Fat Frank doesn't know how to defend.
He'll be sacked. Actually, I guarantee.
Yeah.
November.
Vator, you're very quiet. Vator, you're very quiet. What's your comment on that? That Everton will go down because you're very quiet, Vator.
I think they're going to hold on to this never been relegated thing till their death. I don't see them allowing it. I think that's one of the titles that they're gonna cherish the way, you know, clubs have their invincibles. So I wouldn't put them down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Everton
A lot of people saying Brentford. A lot of people are saying Brentford.
No. I think Brentford will be too. I think they'll know what to do. They're as much as second season syndrome's real. I think these boys, they're weaker than Brentford. I think Brentford's team's still got a nice strong core. And Thomas Franks, as much as Man United fans hate him, he is a decent manager.
It's not just United fans, dude. It's a lot of the top six.
I should hate him.
He does. No. Can I just hop in here?
Wait, that striker is injured and the season hasn't started.
Exactly. DCL's injured, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest issue. They've sold their best player in Richarlison. No matter what you think of him, he is their best player. And Lewin's injured. They brought in Tarkovsky and whatever his name is, Dwight
Gale.
McNeil. No, Dwight McNeil.
Dwight McNeil, sorry.
Yeah, I'll do that, Emmanuel, in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna throw in my three here because I agree, but I think Bournemouth is definitely gonna be 20th. Their biggest issue is that they assembled a squad to get out of the championship and then try to compete in the Premier League, which is why you haven't seen a whole lot of business happen there. And I think it was kind of a foolish idea. I think it was a foolish philosophy because they aren't going to be able to strengthen. You've already seen Nottingham Forest. They've done enough business that tells me they're at least trying to do something.
Yeah. Bloody hell, about 20 odd bloody signings, isn't it, Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Fulham, they're going to come up. They're going to play Liverpool first game and get thrashed 6-0. That'll be a great start to their season. I don't think that they are going to be able to play a style of play. So I would put Bournemouth 20th, Fulham 19th. And then Southampton, I'm not going to fight you on that. I think there's a shout for Everton, and I think there's a shout for Forest. Okay. I think that's it, though. Yeah.
The rejected NFL player is getting relegated this time, for sure. Fucking, what you call this guy? What you call his name? The Southampton manager. He looks, every time I see him, I look at him and I'm like, with those gloves and all those long sleeve shirts and all that, I just immediately my mind goes to like one of those rejected NFL players who have lost his way and just fell into football management. That's what I feel like.
He looked like a detective out of a Scottish crime drama. That's what it looks
like a bloody detective. Exactly right. He's a weird guy, dude. He's a weird guy. I agree with this as well, but I just have a weird feeling that Everton is gonna get relegated this year.
Okay, cool. The voting can start. Which manager is gonna get fired first or sacked first? So you can start off. So thank you for that, Manu, and thank you. Michael Talks Football. He says big up Patrick and the panel. Somehow Leeds America will survive relegation, but I watched their recent preseason game. They still don't know how to defend. Wow, that's amazing. They don't know how to defend still. Wow, thank you for that, Michael. Thank you for the €5. Is that €5? Yeah. Another cash to charity. So anyway, go ahead, guys. Leeds United, guys. Why are we letting Leeds United go? They struggled. They were lucky because of Burnley.
Because they're better.
Leeds were much better after Bielsa left. It went really under the radar that some of their results didn't go their way, but they were a better team. They played better football. And people are forgetting they have signed a lot of players. They're in the top 10 in Europe for spending money. They've backed their manager. They are backing him. Jesse Marsch is a good manager. Don't take RB Salzburg into the group stages of the Champions League and go toe-to-toe with Jurgen Klopp. I know he had the players. He's a very good manager, and they're backing him. And I think they're going to be fine. I think they'll be in the next bracket. I think they'll be 13th to 17th, but I don't think they'll have a relegation fight on their hands. Not for
and I agree with Dan. That's kind of what I had them. I had them at about 14th or so, and they'll be fine. I think they're worse teams in the division than Leeds, Fulham, Bournemouth, and Southampton are just dreadful. And to Everton cannot afford to get relegated. They just can't afford to get. If they get relegated, they're crushed. FFP completely destroy them. So, and Washiri will pull the plug if the first 4 or 5 games, if Everton are slacking, Frank will be out quick.
Okay, welcome to the show, Adi. Welcome to the show. Adi, since you've just come in, the guys were talking and they have decided that Southampton, which Karl hates, I don't understand why are 2 of our academy kids at Southampton, and Bournemouth, who you seem to hate them. You seem to have a passion for hate.
No, I don't hate Southampton. I just dislike the way that they behave. It's schizophrenic. 1 minute it's 9-0, next minute you're playing City, next minute you're playing Liverpool and crying. Next game,
you see, so your agenda is the fact that they take points from us.
No, just make up your mind. Make up your mind. What are you going to be? Are you going to counter press, play 4-2-2-2? Are you going to play 4-4-2? What do you just play? Right?
I think Southampton is bipolar basically. One day they are good, the next day they have no idea what the hell is happening. They're completely different.
Southampton they're just trying to make money. They're not interested in anything you guys are talking about. They just want to make money. They want to make good players and give them up to the big 6 teams. That's all. It's simple.
Okay, cool. So anyway, okay, let's move on. So Ade, the bottom is those 3 teams. We're not gonna go back anyway because we had a full-on discussion on these teams. I'm gonna take this one, 13th to 17th. I'll give it to you, Jesse. 13th to 17th, and don't forget the game is you say exactly what you think, and then the guys who tell you that I think you've done a boo-boo there. So go ahead, Jesse.
Everton 17th. Forest narrowly escaped relegation 16th. We'll see how that goes, though. I mean, one thing to remember about Forest is integrating that many players into a squad in a new league it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough.
But they have the Champions League, Jesse.
Yeah, but they have the Champions League.
They are Champions League winners. Not everyone can win it, but they can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When the Champions League powers help them to stay up to top, in the top 10.
I think European history only counts in Europe. Let's just say that, and they don't have that. So we'll leave that one there. But you guys will get an earful of City fans this season. I promise you.
I know. I heard those. They have already. Somebody was like, Northampton fans are already prepared to sing to City that Champions of Europe. You never sing that. I think they will do it. I know they'll do it anyway.
Patrick,
a lot of teams are.
You know the beauty of that is they can sing it and then we slap them 9-0. I'll be happy with
that. Okay, go ahead, Jess. Go ahead. Well, and so what's your 17th team then? No, not 17th. What do you call this again? 17th. So you said this is between 13th and 17th, by the way.
Yeah. So next I'm going. It's tough, but I don't want to do it. I'm gonna stick Leeds in there. I have my countryman. I want him to do well. I want they've bought pretty wisely, but they missed. I mean, they lost obviously Phillips and Rafinha. Phillips wasn't really around that much, so I don't know how much of a loss that really is in the greater scheme of things. But they're gonna struggle for sure. Then we'll go Brentford. Do you want me to do these? How many more do we have? We have one more.
Yeah, we got one more.
And then it's got to be Brighton because they're losing all of their best players.
Nah, they kept Cucurella today. They made a statement that nobody has struck a deal for Cucurella. So it looks like they finesse Chelsea.
Nah, that's not gonna last. They're gonna sell him.
Yeah, exactly, and that's my point. Is I can't see it as a kicker, but
I am surprised you guys seem okay. Is Jesse 100% right at the point where none of you are objecting these teams?
No, I mean, I have some of Jesse's. I have Forest at 17th. I have Brentford at 16th. I have Palace at 15, and then Leeds at 14.
Yeah, but Palace, like Crystal Palace have experience. Maybe they'll be much stronger than some of these teams.
So when I did my own list, the issue was the league is so strong that when you look above, and Wolves are there, better than Palace. West Ham better than Palace. Newcastle probably equal or better than Palace. Villa, Leicester, probably better. Then you got Chelsea, Tottenham, City, Liverpool, Arsenal. So Palace, I mean, really, likelihood is they're going to drop below 12, or at 12 or that range at best. But I do agree that Leeds, Brentford, Forest are in that group, and Brighton are in that group. So 4 of his 5. Everton's the only one I had outside of that. But
Everton look like the ones that are the worst out of all those for me right now as you speak.
But I think you're right, Jesse. I think that Everton may end up beating the 13 to 17. Thinking about it again, based on what Anthony has said.
What do you think? I'm gonna start. Okay, go ahead, Jesse.
Just real quick, just to kind of defend my point. I really just think Everton are going to struggle. I don't think that Frank Lampard has the ability to coach this team out of a relegation fight, and they're going to be in one. So he will get sacked at some point. Their saving grace will be, like you were saying earlier, I think Gundogan was, they're going to fire him and then bring someone in to get them out. I do think Everton, they might not be in 17th, but I think they're going to be off to a slow start. And then the rest of those, you guys can fight back on me at that, but when you look at the ones that are still left, tell me that there's any of those could fall back into that 13th to 17th.
And Jesse, that's the issue, right? Is okay. I saw the question about Brighton being higher up. The question is who drops down: Wolves, West Ham, Leicester, Villa.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard. It's a tough league this year. There's no Norwich. Some noise somewhere.
That's a fair grouping when you actually look at it. So that's why I didn't have much criticism for it. I mean, the order and how they fall. I mean, yeah, you have some little changes here and there, but that grouping makes a lot of sense to me.
Can we bring up the comment from the Brighton fan there, just so I can read it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so why are we finishing so low, Brighton fan? We play nice football. You do, absolutely. We signed Undaf, who is a striker, and I think we'll drop off a little bit, but we have Sasido, Mwepu, and the midfield to replace Basuma. You broke a record this season. This is your highest ever finish that Brighton has ever done. Do you genuinely see Brighton then breaking that record again? I'm going, another step further with losing players like Basuma. Mark Cucurella looks like he's going to be leaving. Last season, there was a couple of occasions where Brighton, dropped off quite a bit. They went, was it 7 games without scoring a goal at home? I believe that was what it was. It was quite a long time. We're in the middle of the season where they were quite poor. I just think Brighton are they're going to take a step back. We don't think they're going to get relegated, but finishing 13th is not going to be any disgrace in any way, shape, or form. I think that's probably par for the course.
I just think that Brighton might finish in that 10 to 12 kind of range, and I think Big Patrick Vieira will finish 13th.
Really? You think that? See, I don't know about that.
Bro, it's Mandem. It's Mandem with no end product.
It is, but they.
What did you say? It's what?
Mandem.
Did you say it's Mandem with no end product? I don't know. Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, he's right. It's possible.
Yeah. Adi, what you say?
I said it's possible. I mean, there's Crystal Palace. I don't think they're consistent. I think last season they gear up to play like the big teams, but they struggle sometimes against all these other teams. So it's possible Brighton could play better than them. It's really hard to predict that range right there, the 13 to 17, especially when you're looking on the tail end of things. So I can see Brighton and again, like some of these teams have outstanding seasons. Remember the season Sheffield came in and were right there at the top. Who knows? Forest might be right there at the top. Maybe they start a way of playing that the other teams are not used to because everybody else. You don't know them.
Yeah, and they're very good. They're a very good team.
And so what happens is you don't play them the way you play the other teams, and then they take advantage of that. Before you realize it, they're up in 10th position. So it's really hard to predict those.
Can I just say one thing as well?
Go ahead.
Crystal Palace, I completely disagree with. A couple of people in the chat have said Wolves dropping down for me. I don't know if you guys mean down from where you would think they'd be down to somewhere lower, but I think Wolves is probably the one because they're kind of at this weird point of homeostasis with their club where they tried to do the whole we buy all the Portuguese players where we have Jorge Mendes on our side, and that's kind of dropped off a little bit. It's not working out so well. I think they expected to get European football consistently.
It worked with Espirito, isn't it? Espirito, it worked better with him.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with Espirito Santos. So yeah, I could see that dropping down. Crystal Palace, not for me. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, guys. So Brighton, because according to this, Brighton is 17th, guys. That's what we're trying to say. Because it starts from here, it goes this way. So Brighton is 17th. We can.
Yeah.
So you understand? Okay. So you want me to move this?
Position. If people want to read it that way, but I
okay. So
yes, fair.
With a high end.
I meant it that way. So the way you're moving it, so Brentford over to where Everton is, and Leeds or to where Forest is.
Yeah.
So like this.
Then probably Forest to where Everton is just prerogative.
Okay. I think Everton look like a team with no direction at all. That's what I feel. But anyway, that guy, is it Tarkowski where they bought him from Burnley? I think he's a good defender. I think he will be more stable than the guy they got from Barcelona and the Colombian one. And what's his name?
Where did the goals come from Everton?
Everton, yeah, that's the thing. I hear the striker is injured. Are they buying any new striker? After Richarlison is gone, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is injured.
Right? Iwobi will be the striker, I guess.
Now, come on.
What do they have?
Karl, are you hyping him?
No. I'm saying what choice do they have? They have no Richarlison, no Calvert-Lewin.
What about that other guy? What's his name?
Gordon? Anthony Gordon?
No, Lookman, your man from Nigeria.
Anthony Gordon, no.
So but
they gave him the number 10. They gave him the number 10.
Leaving, though.
Yeah, but
Lookman is rumored to be leaving.
My point is, I do agree with Jesse. Thinking about it again, maybe actually there will be 17 because Richarlison's gone, Calvert-Lewin's injured. They got Iwobi, Anthony Gordon, and Lookman.
And Dwight McNeil, who's got as many goals as Alisson in the last 17 months.
Isn't Lookman going to some? This is Ademola Lookman.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Ademola Lookman. It looks like
Lookman, the guy from Nigeria.
Yeah, he's going to some Italian club from RB Leipzig.
Oh, isn't he going back to Leipzig again?
Yeah, he's going to Atalanta. Like the deal is agreed or something like that.
Yeah.
Everton are screwed, man. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So Ade, I'm going to give you 8 to 12.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Ade.
Okay, 8 to 12. Let's see who we got. We got Arsenal, Chelsea,
Wolves.
All right, let's put this is not in any particular order for me. Sorry, I'm not that precise.
Yeah, the guys can help you put it in order, so you can just throw names.
Palace in there. I got Aston Villa in there.
Aston Villa, they have made good business.
It doesn't matter to me. I think they're there. Who else? Wolves. Newcastle.
Where's Newcastle? I can't see Newcastle. Oh, Newcastle. Right there.
They're next to the champions.
Hey, wait. So how many is that?
Of Europe, 6 times.
Isn't that, yeah, that's 4. That's 4, right?
Yeah.
8 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's who I have in there.
Okay, so guys, looking at this, I think the strongest team is Newcastle, then Wolves, then Aston Villa, then Crystal Palace.
Again, this is another team who hasn't got a proper striker. They're going to rely on Chris Wood to score how many goals? Is it Chris Wood?
Yeah, what's
Newcastle.
Callum Wilson.
King, that's Joshua King, don't they?
Isn't
Callum Wilson is guaranteed to get injured this season at some point.
Yes.
Callum Wilson, yeah, King is for the other team, yeah.
Yeah.
They're a good team, but I just think they need a striker.
Yeah,
I think we need one more team in there, isn't it?
well, that's 7th, right? That's going to be 5, 6, 7, right?
12, 11,
8.
10.
It's
9.
8. It's 8,
Yeah, one more.
9, 10, 11, 12. One more.
I had West Ham, Newcastle.
Wait, guys! Why are you forgetting Leicester City? They didn't sign anybody, and they don't look great.
Leicester's winning the league by the look of it.
Oh, you know what? Leicester
are worse than Brighton, in my opinion.
No,
if Leicester lose Tillemans, then I'd agree, but I don't think they're in this slot.
I mean, but just for the sake of numbers, and
I'll put West Ham in there, and then you guys can debate if you want to or not.
Leicester finishing in that group.
Come on, West Ham between 8 and 12. West Ham is the better team than Leicester right now.
Really? Why do you think so?
West Ham
I just look.
They're spending money, man.
Yeah, and they haven't lost big ballers in
but you
the biggest baller.
It isn't just about getting new players. You got to get them to play together.
Yeah, but they haven't got a lot of players in. I mean, like, go ahead, Dan.
They went to the Europa League semi-final last season. That must count for something. You know what I mean? I know they bottled it in the end, but genuinely, they're a decent team. They're stronger. Like, do I think they're going to break into the top 6? No, but I think they're going to be a stronger team. They've kept Basmati Rice, which is the most important thing. And they're a stronger team. Like, if they'd lost Rice, then I probably agree that they'd be a weaker team. But they're going to be strong.
Wait, is he at Everton?
London.
Yeah, he's been there for ages. Yeah, Rafa.
Nobody wants him, bro.
Yeah,
he's there.
Big up to you, man. Nice. Big up to you, man. It says big up to the panel.
Here's my thing about Leicester, and that's why I would put him in this group for obvious reasons, because the other 7 teams there are way above those.
Yeah, I'd agree. I agree.
But Leicester obviously can't buy anyone. Their salary cap is too high because they've been giving needless bonuses to players, because the players at Leicester will have been getting bonuses for getting 10th place, forget about getting top 4 or getting Europe, and they need to get rid of them. They've been trying to shop around Vardy. They just got rid of their basically club captain. It's either him or Evans in Schmeichel. They are going to potentially lose, and keep in mind, this will be once the season starts, they could lose Madison and Tielemans. That's basically their spine gone when the season starts.
Jesse, I wonder what the odds are for Brendan Rodgers to manage Everton.
Oh, God, that'd be hilarious. Oh, another Liverpool manager at Everton. Wow. Might as well get Kenny Dalglish in. He's available.
That's a shout, though. It's a shout. Second half of the season.
Guys, I just see Leicester. Leicester's worse than West Ham. I just feel that Leicester not great anymore.
Yeah.
Leicester finish in that group 100%. In that grouping, Leicester are in there, definitely.
Yeah. I had Newcastle, Leicester, Villa. I had West Ham as 8th, and between West Ham and Wolves, I had 7th, 8th, but I wasn't sure. But I agree.
So how are we organizing this? Who's starting at 8th? Obviously, it's not Crystal Palace because they're not better than some of these teams.
I just put Wolves. I just feel Wolves have this.
I think Villa, bro.
I think Aston Villa. I think Steven Gerrard's got to prove something. If he wants a big job, aka the Liverpool job in a couple of years, he's going to have to try and get Europe. With
what about that?
I think Villa, then Wolves, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, then Leicester.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Leicester. Okay, Leicester. Okay.
I agree.
Like that?
Yeah, Wolves, then Newcastle.
Newcastle seem to have bought very well. They've bought very good players.
Yeah,
Did you guys see that preseason? They've started playing like a B-Tech Man City. Did you see the passing?
Yeah, but I also watched them lose to who did they play? They beat Mainz, but then they got battered by Benfica, like 3-2. Like they just, they've got no proper goal scorers in that team. Alan Saint-Maximin can dribble for days, but can he hit the target? No.
What about this, Dan? What do you think of this, Dan? This
Europe will take its toll on West Ham. It did last season, but they still finished top half of the table.
But
and they're a stronger team. They've spent money. They've used some of that Europa League cash. I know they're in the Europa Conference League, and it depends how seriously they take it. Because if they just play a load of kids and just think that they're not really bothered, then Europe won't matter too much to West Ham, in my opinion. I don't think it'll really matter.
To be fair, Dan, just to add on to your point, the Conference League isn't as strong as the Europa League as well. And I think with and I think that the players that they have signed is adding in depth for them, and they could play a lesser stronger side in like the group stages and then have a fully fit squad for the Premier League. I just think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be finishing in that 5 to 7 spot again, to be honest.
I agree. And just don't forget that also, if they win the Conference League, they get Europa League next year.
Exactly right.
So,
but the reason that West Ham didn't win the Europa League last season was because they had 1 foot in the league and 1 foot in the Europa League, and they ended up missing out on both. What they should have done is forgone the Premier League, rested, and then just took the Europa League, because they had to beat Eintracht Frankfurt or Rangers to go. They'd already beaten Sevilla. They'd already beaten Lyon. They'd already done the hard work.
Yep.
If they rested, got their players right, they should have won that Europa League, and that's on the club. Because in January, they didn't sign any players. They were, oh, we nearly signed Luis Diaz, we nearly signed this player and all the rest of it. It was just nonsense. They didn't bring any players in, and that's the reason why they ended up not winning the trophy. They were too naive. They weren't ready to be a Europa club. But I think they've learned they need a bigger team to play in Europe and to be successful.
To be fair, they don't have the experience as well. You know what I mean? Like,
do you see this, Anthony?
Everybody.
Do you see this, Anthony? Schmeichel is a big loss. Won't even sign a replacement. Schmeichel's left Leicester City.
He's gone to Nice, and they were looking at Bernd Leno, but Leno actually signed for Fulham.
Fulham, though, guys. Okay, let's start Fulham. How do Fulham get these keepers that were almost top class? They end up at Fulham. Why? Like, Leno was one of the names. Let's not forget Don from PSG. Why? How do Fulham convince these? Like, Leno is a decent keeper. I expect him to be somewhere in a better team. Why? How does Fulham convince these ballers? Say, come to Fulham.
They say come to West London.
Because he lives in London, he doesn't have to move, does he?
Yeah. Now the other problem is then they say come to West London because Fulham is right next to Chelsea. They actually think it's Chelsea, so they arrive and they're like, "What the fuck? It's all black and white." Oh, I'm at the wrong club.
It makes me laugh because all the time they convince certain players, and you're like, how did Fulham just convince this sort of player to sort of end up? So, guys, the voting has ended, and everybody has voted for Lampard to be the one who's getting sacked.
100%, bro. Lampard, then Hasenhüttl, and someone else. I think Brendan Rodgers. All three of them are getting the sack.
Yeah, big up to you, Martin, man. It's all good, man. You didn't miss a lot. You can already see what's there. So West Ham's squad isn't big enough to compete in two competitions. That's actually true, Charlie. So cool, guys. So like the vid, guys. Look, I brought you a lot of fantastic people, and when you don't see me here, you'll be seeing me on Talk Football, which is an amazing channel. Search it as we're talking. Go search Talk Football. Go subscribe, like the vids. You guys will be amazed. Adi, these guys at Talk Football, man. It's one of the best places for you to be. It's just relaxed banter, and if they want to take it seriously, they'll take it seriously, and you'll be like, "Wow, these are the same guys I was laughing with 3 minutes ago." Now it's serious. Talk Football, and I've learned a lot from the guys, man, and they're very helpful. I really appreciate them, man. There's not a lot of people who are out there as genuine as this guy. So anyway, go ahead, Adi.
Patrick, Fab just tweeted that Chelsea are considering Aubameyang as a new striker.
Holy crap!
Anthony, oh my God, what's going on at Chelsea? What's going on at Chelsea?
Is that real?
Yeah.
Should we put you 17th? Maybe is that what we should put you?
Bro, you'll be surprised where I placed my team in this whole standing, because at the end of the day, I think we need signings, and that's just what it is. However, the Aubameyang thing is not actually a surprise to me, because that was Thomas Tuchel's striker when he was at Dortmund as well. However, in saying that, this thing that we are doing is it got me a bit frustrated like a week or two ago, and a few days ago I just decided I'm not going to believe nothing that is being reported.
I don't blame you.
And because it's just a waste of time for me at the end of the day. Because, bro, you invest all your time, listen to all of these things, and something else happens. And I'm just thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to think about it.
The person who taught me how to just disregard all this BS was my friend Ade, who's there right now. He will tell you, don't listen to these guys, man. Just because
man, you really just gotta wait till all the dust settles and you see what the team. I think Todd Bowley is in a difficult position right now. He's new and he doesn't have the pool that Roman had, so it's going to be difficult for him to get all these people attracted to the club, even though you're in Champions League. But I think it's going to take a season or two when they see how the team is playing, for players to say, okay, we want to join, want to be part of this. But right now, it's a bit difficult for him to pull those players in. And I think that's
I completely agree. I completely agree. The only good thing that I've seen today from all of these things, this is the only thing that I want to happen, is to have a proper director of football. Nothing else. That is my only ambition. Because I believe we might sign a few players here and there. That's fine. But I want to have a proper director of football. And I seen a report somewhere today that we have started negotiations with Michael Edwards, and that is something that I would hope that would happen. Basically, something like that. That's what I really want. Kukurea, I don't. It doesn't matter. Until these players actually come in and hold the shirt up, that's when I'll believe. Because at this point in time, I would have no idea what would happen, because someone else would come in and would just take him away from us. That's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Dan? Edwards?
Michael Edwards at Chelsea. I mean, it's an interesting appointment, because if you think about it, what does everyone think Michael Edwards is good at? He's good at finding players which other clubs can't spot. That's his idea, isn't it? He buys players and finds value, and then was also able to sell players who were terrible, like Ryan Brewster for £25 million, or Dominic Solanke, and there's numerous occasions where he does it. I think it'd be an interesting appointment, because he's not used to being at a club where you have a lot of money. As in, like, you are the biggest spenders in the room. I know Chelsea hasn't got Roman Abramovich anymore, but you do have another billionaire owner now who is just as rich in terms of being able to spend cash. I'm not sure. Will it work at Chelsea? It could, but it's a long-term effect for Chelsea. It took years for Liverpool to get where they are. It's not something that will come in overnight. And I don't know whether or not Chelsea fans have got an appetite for bringing in players who aren't exactly the big names. It can be a bit of a shock to the system, especially for Chelsea fans, because all of those who didn't exist pre-2003 only know big signings. So it'd be a big shock to the system at the end of the day. I'm not sure whether or not the fans would be too happy with it, and I don't know.
Bro, just to add on to what you were saying, sorry, just give me 1 minute just to make this point. I think we need this shock to the system, because you guys know me. I've been pretty realistic in this whole window. It's just what it is, because people need to realize that we are not the same Chelsea as we used to be. I just don't understand where is this notion coming to all these Chelsea fans saying that, it's going to be exactly like Roman. No, it is not going to be exactly like Roman, because he's not there. You know what I mean? It's just so stupid the way these people think sometimes, and they go on in Twitter. I just don't go to Twitter now, and because it's all messed up, to be honest, I just don't understand where this whole, all this fighting. They're literally fighting with Fabrizio Romano like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, either in the chat or within this stream, for all of our buddies here, he is one of the main culprits for fighting with Barca fans this summer.
Okay, I did that.
You started the dumpster fire. You threw all the wood in, and then you took out the matches, the gasoline, and everything, and started it. Also, at the bottom there, I don't know where Pat's gone. I'm not sure what he's doing. He might be sorting something out. At the bottom of the screen is Josh. How you doing, Josh?
They are beating him up. They are beating you up on Twitter.
Yeah, they are. What up, Josh?
Yeah, good, man. Am I coming through?
Yeah, you're good, man. We can hear you.
Yeah, sweet. Apologies for the late arrival, late night, early morning. Kids do that to you, but keen to discuss the next few teams at the very least. So, how are we all here?
Yeah,
Patrick, are you still there?
Good, thank you.
Are you going?
Probably going through some technical difficulties.
No. I mean, what's everyone's opinion on Steven Gerrard then? Do you think he's going to make it as a top manager? I mean, that's a question for you guys, because I'm biased. So, do you think he has the ability to go from Rangers, do what he did there? What do you expect him to do with Villa? Do you think he's going to take them into Europe at some point, or do you think it's going to fail?
I think he's a good manager. I think, what he did at Rangers was clear, right? Absolutely clear. Undefeated in the league, I believe. Did well for Rangers after a while. Competed with Celtic, and he's come to Villa. He's growing, he's learning, and he will compete. Now, when he gets to Europe, the question is who drops out.
Yeah,
that is ultimately the question. If one of the big six drop out, and what happens?
I think another part of that question is what is the fit footballing philosophy? He's new. So what's his approach to football? What does he believe in? Is it attacking? Is it defense? I mean, we know he was a great player, but I think transitioning to a manager is much different than being a player, because you could be a great player and just be a terrible manager. So you have to have a system you want to play with, and then you have to trust that I'm going to stick with this particular system, like a club does, like a Pep Guardiola does, throughout, even though sometimes it won't work. And then do you trust that he can do that long term? Because there will be a lot of pressure, from the fans, from the owners, that okay, we're losing points, you're sticking with this system. Can he stick with it? Because that will depend on if he's successful. If he sticks with the system and players buy into it, he'll be successful. But if he starts one system and fans start complaining, and next thing you know, he throws out the system he's been using, adopts something else, then he'll fail.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, watching him last season, he has been quite consistent in how they play. They play this high press, hybrid 4-3-1-2 system, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Almost man-to-man, high press, counter-attacking football, which I kind of find entertaining. Even though in the last game of the season, they run up 2-0 upon us and we were scared. But
that was a lot of pressure. That was a lot of pressure. But they were playing away from home, so I get it. I get what happened in that game.
And I do enjoy his game. Even when they played Liverpool right at home, wasn't an easy game for Liverpool.
They took us to the wire both times. To be fair, it was a penalty. Tyrone Mings, the disaster class that is Tyrone Mings, gave a penalty away, and we won that game. But they were very solid. He played almost like that horrible style of Conte football where they just defended deep and then tried to hit us on the attack. It was the antidote to Liverpool football, but they just couldn't quite make it stick.
Yeah,
Patrick is back now.
Patrick,
I'm back. I just sat in the background. I just wanted to see how good of football knowledge you have. I'm joking. Welcome, Josh. Welcome, Josh. Josh, since you just came in, I'm gonna give you 6, 5, 6, maybe 7.
Okay.
Yeah, so which teams do you think are going to be 5, 6, and maybe 7, as it says on the thing, which is weird. Maybe.
Well, it's probably going to be kind of boring because I think it's going to be West Ham 7 based on who's left here. They haven't really made too much in the market to fill me with confidence to think they're actually gonna do the same as they did last year, and we saw how easily they ran out of steam coming into the back end of the season. So, and that was purely down to depth. Honestly, and again, I'm very United centric person until it comes to streams where I try to do some cramming research. It doesn't really work. It's one of those. But yeah, if I speak for United, I think they'll actually be in the same position, despite in the same points total. To be completely fair, I've got a prediction on my channel with the same thing. Even though we've got
they're going to be 6th again.
Yeah, I think it'll be 6 again, probably high or maybe closer to 70 points. But I just think everyone else around us has improved more in key areas.
I disagree.
No, this is just me being, I guess, cautious, because while all the signs are promising in preseason so far, this team, time and again, have shown that they can't be relied on for a sustained period. And Ten Hag is going to be putting them through the ringer, no doubt. Like he's come in with a philosophy. He's come in with a no ball attitude. For God's sake, took Ronaldo off at half time, and I think that was a message more than anything for that preseason.
And then
game.
he left.
He left, and no doubt he's steaming at the ears, no doubt. I do want to predict United to be higher, but I almost got carried away in preseason. I almost said, we're going to win the league, but patience will out. It's beautiful football so far, but then I remembered we've got McFred in midfield.
Why haven't you signed Frankie De Jong till now? Why?
Mate,
Same
this
reason
is
you
this.
got. Same reason they can.
Yeah.
Chelsea can sign Rafinha.
This is one you can't catch me out on. This is one you can't catch me out on because I've basically just walked out on.
By
the
the way,
Frankie de Jong
I'm going into hiding for 1 second until you finish this Frankie De Jong talk. I'll
No,
be
you
back.
stay, because I'm gonna drag you through the mire as well. Don't you worry. No, it's fine. Look, it's an ongoing situation. I'm not sure this deal's going to happen unless United can say on the sly find a loophole to pay his deferred wages. But even then, Chelsea biting. If PSG come in or someone, he's going to go where Champions League is, despite all the promises made. Yeah. So it could be long. It could be long. I don't know what anyone else's thoughts are, but it's painful.
I think you have another team to predict in there, Joshy boy.
Yeah, I do. Spurs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You can change it later if you want, but I think while Spurs have been winning the window, for argument's sake, that's a lot of players to come in and try and.
Yeah, but what window are they winning? Let's be real. Like they got that defender from Barcelona. Barcelona gave him away to bring in Christensen. Christensen is not a great defender. They kept Garcia. They kept Garcia and sent that sent that defender who was struggling in La Liga to the Premier League. I just think people are hyping this Spurs thing. Even the guy who was 34 years old, the one who was playing at Inter, I think that's Serie A. If this is the Premier League, you will struggle. How many games is he gonna play? I don't know. That's just me. And Richarlison, the highest goals he scored, I think he hasn't even reached 8, or it's just scored 8. So I don't know. It's just me anyway. I just think we're hyping Spurs a lot.
Bro,
you know what? You know why they got into top 4?
Ansi, let me say what you're gonna say. But they have Conte. That's what he's gonna say.
And I have a different lineup. Not different lineup. I just have one team in there, like maybe a little bit different to what Josh said, but very similar. I would put West Ham at 7th, Chelsea at 6th, and United at 5th.
You guys are having a howler. You guys are having an absolute stinker here. Because, and I'll explain it. Manchester United, at the beginning of the season, we're not going to start it. Josh, can you mute your mic real quick?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're all good, man.
Sounds like Mike.
So, United are not going to start that strong at this point. Like, forget about Frankie, forget about Šeško or an Anthony. Anthony's definitely not happening, but forget all these signings that we might make. Even a Dumfries potentially was our right back target.
Apparently, they need 50 million for Dumfries as well. This is mad money.
It's crazy, but it's the end of the window. United are going to start very, very weakly, and I promise you, we're not going to see enough signings. So you're going to see a lot more of our youth coming in. It will be exciting as United fans to see the right sorts of youngsters, your Iqbals, your Savages, Garnacho, Diallo, maybe if he sticks around. But even then, like some of these players are too old to be sticking around and playing second string at United, or too young to not be going out on. Like we're in a weird situation with this. I think United will be better in the second half of the season than West Ham. But I think we're going to start really slow. So I would put United 7th. That's my honest opinion. I think United will be 7th, but I also think that that's because we will try to go for the Europa League, because we will get to the knockout rounds. We will get there. We should be one of the favorites for that. I would put West Ham above United, and Tottenham certainly is not in that.
No, I think I'm like West Ham, Chelsea, and United. Either way, Chelsea is in this mix. There is no doubt. We are not going into the top.
I agree 100%. Just for everybody out there, if United win the Europa League, they get a seeded spot in the Champions League next year. So no longer do they go into part 2 or part 3 or part 4. They're in part 1 because they win the Europa League and they have Champions League. So that's probably an easier path for them to get there than to battle for the top 4. Having said that, I struggle with 4, 5, and 6, guys. I couldn't distinguish between United, Tottenham, and Chelsea. I couldn't decide which one was going to be 4, 5, and 6. I
think Tottenham are going to be so much better. I mean, I don't want to rearrange this. I just want to put it on the record that I disagree with it. I think Tottenham are going to be way better, because what they were lacking last season was, I think there was too much pressure on Harry Kane to do a lot. That pressure is taken away now. That pressure is taken away. And I think Conte, I know he has this erratic way of being a manager, but I think he's pretty good. And he has reinforcement now, especially in that midfield area with Bissouma. So I think that takes a lot of pressure off the guys that used to do all that work before. And it gives Harry Kane the chance to be a striker like he used to be. And then you have support from Richarlison doesn't necessarily have to be a striker. He can adapt. He can play on the wing. And then you have Son, and you still have the players they had before. I think they're going to be really good. I mean, they showed what they could do against Liverpool and City last year. So I think they're going to be good.
So at this point, I think Tottenham will be a nuisance to City, Liverpool, especially City, Liverpool. They will be a nuisance.
That's what they do, though. That's what they do.
Yeah. They're the antidote, bro.
Yeah, they are like, I know for those that, grew up in Nigeria and stuff, we have malaria. They're like the chloroquine.
Oh, yeah. They are the antidote.
It's horrible.
You play beautiful football, Tottenham comes in, ruins everything.
But can I say something about Tottenham? They struggle against small teams, though, Anthony. They struggle against small teams because you can't do counter-attack football against a small team because Wolves will pack the bus. So what are you countering-attacking?
I think that's the reason for all the players they brought in. I think you're right, Patrick, and I think that's the reason they brought all these guys in because they realized, hey, we can sit back and absorb against the Liverpools and the City, but what about these other teams that are not attacking us? So they're bringing all these players so that they can put pressure on these smaller teams because they realize they have to beat a lot more of these lower teams to get to that top four. So that's why they're bringing all these guys.
That's more volume over quality, in my opinion. Though I mean, they're all good players, but Clement Longley, I mean, he wasn't wanted at Barcelona. He wasn't wanted when he was in France. Like he's literally one of these guys that I feel like he's just going to be a placeholder. They've got too many players in this window to actually make a valid tilt this season. If Conte's there the next year, then I'll rate Tottenham a lot higher. But I just feel like that's too many players. That's almost a whole starting 11 in this window already.
Well, just real quick as well, I think that their attacking outlets are going to be obviously your Kanes, your Sons, and Kulusevski. Bringing in Richarlison isn't bad. And then you have, much like at Chelsea, you're going to have your wing backs. So they brought in Perisic, who will be able to break down teams. And then I think that what's his face from
Jed Spence
he's from Middlesbrough, but Jed Spence is another addition. He's going to be rough, but I think you'll see all of their attack coming from the wings. I actually think that they're making an attempt at least to break down low blocks. Whether they can do it or not, who knows?
Yes, I agree with you 1,000% because I mean you talk about Longley, but if you can, City aren't really great at defending. We just keep the ball longer. And so that's why we had the joint best defense with Liverpool. We keep the ball away from there. If the plan is for Tottenham to keep the possession, that's what they're doing, bringing all these players. So you don't necessarily worry about the back so much. That's with the top teams. With the other teams, you're not really worried about that if you're possessing the ball and they have not that many chances at your goal. So that's okay. If you can build an attack where you keep the ball, that's defense.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah,
I completely agree as well.
So what are we deciding? What are we deciding, guys?
Remove Tottenham and put Chelsea in there. That's. By the way, this is me being a Chelsea fan, right? And I'm saying it because I'm really.
You're being emotional there, Anthony. You've been angry. Aubameyang is coming. Look, Fab said Aubameyang is coming. Aubameyang is coming.
Bro, this is another thing that I wanted to say in this. Like for an example, right? I'll just tell you this. Now, if Aubameyang does come to Chelsea? Hypothetical. So, what are Arsenal fans saying now? Once a legend, they never join their rivals. Will never join. What are they saying now? Like, what's happening? Oh, he has a tattoo of Arsenal in his hand. He can have a tattoo of Arsenal in his ass. I don't care. If we pay the money, he's coming.
See, think about this. The 4-5-6 is between. Actually, the 3-4-5-6 is between Tottenham, Arsenal, United, and Chelsea. Somehow, those teams have to figure out 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, I think, is going to be West Ham. But the order in which the rest of them fall out is the question. Who's 3 and 4? That becomes the big question. Because once you sort that out, then 5 and 6 fall in automatically.
Yeah, Vator, are you still with us, Vator?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Yeah, so what do you think of Anthony? He says we have to remove Spurs and we have to put Chelsea because they're getting Aubameyang. But you guys are getting Cucurella. By the way, some reporters are still reporting that Fab has Fab, I love you, man. You always bring us news, but today the streets have done you mob justice. Please just stay off the internet. But fair play to Fab, Dan. He came back again with another post. He says Obama to Chelsea. So Fab, well done. You're a strong man. After what the streets did to you, Fab, you've still come back. So, Vator, do you agree with Anthony that Chelsea have to replace Spurs? Because they've got Koulibaly, they've got Raheem the Dream, who they took from us. They've got Havertz, they've got Werner, they've got Ziyech. Wow.
That sounds like a team that scores 6 goals but has an expected goals of about 45. Not a lot of finishes in that team.
They bought a new keeper, Dan. They bought a new keeper. He's from America. He's from the MLS.
He's coming in January, bro.
Okay. So what about let me ask you before I go to Vator. Are you not happy about Aubameyang, man? Aubameyang is a baller, man.
Bro, it's not that I'm not happy, right? It's just that I am not getting excited over transfers right now. Because it's just that if I get excited, things happen.
You've had your heart broken too many times. That's your problem.
It's just that I don't want to be in a place where I'm just trying to be realistic, because at the end of the day, we still are quite undercooked when it comes to the Premier League. We still, you could see in our preseason games that we are still not ready yet. It's just that I don't want to be in a position where how would I say it? It's just that I'll believe it when he's holding a shirt right now. This is purely because we don't have a proper director of football yet, which is being sorted out. And these little things are what, director of footballs, people with the footballing background take care of, which we don't have. And Thomas Tuchel is here to coach. He's not here to become the director of football and be the coach at the same time. So that's why I am not putting a lot of emphasis on the transfers. I want the club to sign a director of football, and then we focus. And also, in my humble opinion, I just don't think a rebuild, because we lost 2 good players, 2, 3 and more players that we are losing. I just don't think a rebuild or whatever we are doing needs to happen in 1 year anyway.
So, something. Do we swap out Tottenham for Arsenal, for Chelsea then?
Correct, bro. That's just my opinion.
I thought whoa. How can you do that, Karl? Arsenal have won all the games in preseason, and Jesus is banging hat-tricks.
He said Chelsea,
bro.
Chelsea for Tottenham. Sorry.
Wait. Are we all convinced? Dan, are you convinced that we swapped Chelsea for Spurs after what all this money they're spending and all these ballers they're buying, like Koulibaly?
Bro, we haven't spent anything. We have spent 70 million. That's it.
Funny.
We are just linked with everybody.
Anthony, don't listen to him. He's trying to be funny. Don't listen to him. He's trying to be funny.
No, I just heard. I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not. You know what? You guys know me. I wonder why we let Chelsea go. I don't let you guys go. Don't ever play the underdog. Anthony, I'm gonna be on your neck. Chelsea are buying players. They've bought Koulibaly. They're buying Cucurella. You're about to buy Aubameyang, who's one of the best strikers in the world.
We haven't bought Cucurella yet.
As it stands, this is where I agree with Anthony. As it stands right now, we're making decisions right now. I am taking Tottenham out of that list.
Yeah.
Because we got to look at what's happening. And to the point about a director of football and the ongoing, like the remainder of the season, you're still going to want a good foundation and things in order. You don't want chaos for your manager and for the club. So that's going to have an effect. As it looks right now, I think this is where they need to be.
But by the way, bro,
I just have this funny feeling looking at United. I just got this feeling that it may click on a Ten Hag.
Oh yeah, I have that feeling as well.
How's it going to click? How's it going to click?
I have something that I want to say on this. This is the thing. Sorry, but this is the thing about United. You will see points in the season where we look better than 17 teams in this league. You'll see little spurts, but
agree.
It's not going to be enough. It's just going to be like these little things. You see the pieces clicking, all that. We're going to be playing a high line. We're going to be playing in possession, like a weird you guys will see it later. I don't need to describe it. We can move on from United, but it is one of those things where I think you'll see spurts where you're like, wow, United look really good. But then you also see the nightmares that will come against someone who, like Crystal Palace, like Tottenham, like Newcastle, even if they actually get a striker in, where we'll get battered by lower teams because we just will be susceptible in the break.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Okay, I don't know. I just I feel Chelsea deserve better with Koulibaly in their team. I think they deserve better. But anyway, okay, cool. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. The voters say,
let it be. That's all I can say.
Let it be. Let it be.
Let it be. Let it
go. Okay, cool. So look for this one. For this one, I'm going to leave. For this one, Vator, you've been quiet.
Yeah, you guys have been spitting some very good facts, so there's no reason for me to repeat already good things.
No, but it's your time to shine now, Vator.
Shine right here. We need you to shine. Go ahead. Pick 2 to 4.
2 to 4. It is. Oh, do I have to give it in particular order?
Of course, because this is the serious part of the business. The other teams we just had to do that for formalities' sake, but this is where it's serious.
So
you know what?
That is so disrespectful.
This might seem wild, but in 4th, I'm seeing Arsenal.
Okay.
In 3rd, I'm seeing Tottenham.
Okay.
Correct.
And
then,
as much as I wish I could,
look at Dan. Look at Dan. Dan's waiting.
I have Liverpool 2nd, but it's
what?
Oh no!
Outrageous!
No!
I thought you run a good channel at one point, Patrick.
Bro,
so they should.
Gonna do it. The
so they
man
should.
Is gonna do it.
End the show. Flip the table.
I don't know what you guys expected him to say, seriously, but you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair.
This is. See, for me, when I did my own, I had 1, 2 Liverpool seated. I wasn't sure which order was going to be. It all depends on what happens between now and November, in my opinion. How the run.
That's what also I would do. If it was okay, if it was me also, Gundo, I'll just put 1 and 2 City and just hope.
Yeah, exactly. This chart should actually have 1 and 2 at the same because
it's almost. I mean, given the past couple of years that they've competed, it's almost impossible to call which one or the other. And Adi and I talked about it last year when we started this whole thing again with that. We believe strongly that Liverpool and City were going to be the ones at the end of the day last season. And we said that because people were shouting Lukaku, Chelsea. He said, no. Until you can demonstrate to me that you can get 95 points twice, 3 times, don't chat to me. And I'm not being offensive. These 2 teams get 100, 98, 99, 95, 93, or 90, 92, 93 points. It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
It is.
Can I just say something, Gundo? Right now, Dan, JC, Adi, Anthony, Vator, Josh, the floor is open. Please. Because this is the end of the business.
Can I actually jump in quickly on that point?
It is very, very difficult to get to that level. I'm not saying that United aren't good, Arsenal aren't good, Tottenham aren't good. They're good clubs. In any other year without Klopp and Guardiola, these 2 monsters, we're talking about 85 points wins the league. You can't get 85 points to win the league anymore.
Are we?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think it was in a key point
95,
here.
96, 98, 93 points.
Carl, are you not done? Are you not done talking, Carl?
I was going to say, don't forget that now, even though the situation is what it is, you've gotten rid of Sterling, you've gotten rid of Jesus and Zinchenko. Not that Zinchenko factors a lot, but you've brought in Haaland, who is a target man, which is completely different to how
Lukaku Haaland.
Yeah, no,
Scandi Carroll's in.
Unless Haaland is going to become one of these rapid front 3, he's going to be basically projected as a target man, which is completely different to what City has done. What's different to Pep has done for the majority of his coaching career.
Yeah,
so
you're making a lot of assumptions in there.
Yeah,
I know, but there could be this element of adaptation that might be needed, which could actually be, hey, well, Liverpool brought in Núñez, who is going to basically just do what the rest of the players have done in that front 3. So it's not like they need to tailor something to a particular player.
If you
look what happened with.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Can we have? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the Man City fans and Liverpool fans speak at the end. I think let's put the
Correct.
ball in Anthony, Josh, and
There you
Jesse's
go.
hands.
There you go. Go ahead. You guys
Yes,
do it.
Yeah.
bro.
So Jess and Anthony, who's next from here? After
Jo-
Josh, who's next?
After Josh finishes, Jesse can go, I think.
Okay, I'll just quickly wrap that little point up. I think that Liverpool have made a better signing for their team than City have for theirs, and I think Haaland will flop based on his the hype around him. I still think he'll probably get 15, 20 goals, but the expectation people have put on him is 25, 30 plus based on his this big Ibrahimovic kind of persona that he's got. I just think it might be a little bit tough for him, and I think that Liverpool could possibly snatch it ahead of City by a handful of points based on the way the signings have gone. And yeah, that's my shout anyway. I think Liverpool will win. Unfortunately, I prefer City because they got all this catching up to do to United and Liverpool and the greats. But yeah, that's where I stand on that anyway.
All
Take the floor, someone.
Yeah, I'll take it. 110%. It depends on how quickly City start and how quickly they get organized with Haaland and everyone in their attack, their new look attack. Liverpool look really sharp right now. I do think I said this at the beginning of the entire show. If you guys were to watch it back, Nunez fits straight into that system. Haaland will take just a little bit of time to adapt. It's not the end of the world, but it does depend on how quickly City get up and running, because we usually see this thing with City. It's mostly wins. It's a good record, but then you hit that December time, and that's when they click into gear, and then they go on a 20-game win run. And it's one of those things, if they can get it going early, then that's fine. Dan and I talk about this all the time, though. And I see some, we should pull it up here in a second, if you can. Emmanuel, nah, bro, champions aren't getting 95 points a season. 90 to 92 gets it. Go if you go up. I need to come back to that. Fact is, at this point, with the elite levels that these two teams are at, Liverpool and City, you have to win 30 games a season.
Yeah.
It's an absolute must. Then you have 8 games to do whatever you want with. You get to the 90-point mark, then you have 8 games to get a couple wins, a few draws, 2 losses, but neither of these teams get 2 losses. They barely get 3, right? It's unusual for them to get there. So I just want to go back to this comment because I agree with you. I see where you're coming from. But I feel like there's this misconception that the league, the lower level league, like if you can just show the bottom of the screen there, past the comment real quick. Wolves is getting weaker. Leicester's gone weaker. Crystal Palace has gone stronger. Aston Villa's gone stronger. The rest of those teams near the bottom are automatic wins. So I don't actually agree across the board that a lot of these teams aren't easy wins. I think United is also an easy win. West Ham, I just don't buy it that these teams aren't going to be setting the same standard they did for the past 3 or 4 years with the hiccups that both clubs have had at various points. But 30 wins, this is what I expect for both teams.
Yeah.
It's a lot, I know, but anyway.
Anthony, are you still here? You're gone. Then Gundo, I see you're very anxious to talk. Go ahead.
The reason why it's extremely hard, and again, I think to Jesse's point, it's about how City start, and the point that Martin made in the chat about how long. If you watch the game that when Alvarez came out to play, the person who Alvarez gave the ball to, I believe, was Erling Haaland, who passed the ball wide, and Alvarez drops in to go score the goal. Haaland can play the false 9 system. What I mean by that is false 9 is not a position. It's not a play, it's a position. It's about overloading one side of the field to create a hole that somebody can drop in and score. So the philosophy of the false 9 isn't about having a direct number 9, right, to play. It's about how do I overload one side of the field, left, right, or central, to create the hole that somebody can drop in and go and score. Ergo, Alvarez scores a goal against Liverpool in the Community. Why? Because there was a hole there that he dropped in from the ball from Erling Haaland to go score a goal. So while Haaland is faster, quicker, a little taller, not as agile, the philosophy will remain the same. The question is, can he adapt to the way Pep plays? And how quickly can he do that? That will determine what City do going forward. But no, let's be clear. I cannot call between these two teams. I just can't. There's so many things happening. It's almost impossible for me to call between the two.
I can.
Go shoot.
It is Liverpool and then City. That's Yeah, and this is me saying, because Liverpool is just, I just think that first few games are gonna make the difference at the end. That's it. Because City, as you guys know, you guys are City fans. You guys start a little bit late. Basically, it will take you
But that's a
4-5
myth,
games,
though.
and
That's a myth, though, because 16-17, right? We won 10 games in a row, and what happened? We collapsed. 17-18, we drew the first game and went on a 21-game run. The only time we started slow was because of COVID. Even
last season, you guys started slow, isn't it?
Then after Tottenham, what happened? We kept winning.
No, but that's what I mean. Those few games is what's gonna, because it's so close with you guys. I'm not saying that it's gonna be like a country mile or anything like that. It's gonna be so close. It's gonna be razor thin. I think Noodleman is gonna do good for Liverpool, and I think Timo Haaland is gonna do everything for City as well.
Yeah,
what did you say, Anthony?
I'm sorry, bro. I forgot.
Timo Haaland.
Did you say Timo Haaland?
Yeah, Timo Lukaku Haaland. That's what I call him.
What do the bookmakers say? I'm curious.
I don't. Let me check. What are the odds on City?
Yeah, because the bookmakers,
the favourites like 6-4, 7-4, or 5-2 in the league. They will always be the favourites.
It's literally
4-7 to Liverpool's 9-4.
Yeah. There you go.
It's literally laser thing.
Yeah. Done. There's a question for you. So, if Liverpool lose the title again, Klopp flop this season?
Wow. I mean, one of those. I mean, last season apparently it was a flop to go to all the finals available to you and miss out on the title by a point. I'm not sure about that. That's just a funny narrative. We're going to go for the league this season, and there's something everybody's forgetting. They're forgetting it in the chat, and they're forgetting, basically, I don't know why no one's mentioned it. There's a little tournament being played this winter. It's called the World Cup, and that is going to change the way that this league is set up. We have a massive break in the middle of where we're normally very busy. So this season is unlike any other season. It's almost, in a way, a little bit like a Bundesliga season, where we're going to have lots of football, then a big break, and then lots of football again. I think April next season is 7 games in a month. It's going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be a huge month. It's going to be based on a little bit of luck with injuries, perhaps. I think Haaland is going to have to be very, very lucky not to get an injury this season. The man's injury record last season is poor. He has a poor injury record. You can only base your information off the previous season. There's no point going back 2 or 3 seasons. Look at what he did last season. Erling Haaland will not play 38 games. Erling Haaland will probably play close to 25 games, maybe 27 games this season. Is he going to flop? I'm not sure. I mean, what is a flop? Is 15 goals a flop for a player of Erling Haaland? I'd say it is, because Erling Haaland has been compared in the chat to R9. So if he's not R9 standards, he's a flop, is he not? It's a big difference to come to the Premier League and then kind of turn it on from where you were in the Bundesliga. It's a big step up. It's a big difference. And to play within Pep Guardiola's system takes time. It takes time. All Man City fans want to say to me is, oh, well, Jack Grealish didn't flop. It just takes time for him to get used to the system. Well, why is no one saying that about Haaland? Why is everyone so sure that Erling Haaland is going to be incredible? I don't understand it.
I think he will be incredible, Dan. I think he's going to kick it off. I mean, I remember when United played at Liverpool in the preseason and they got battered 4-0, and everyone was laughing at Darwin for missing goal. I said, guys, do not laugh. It takes time to adjust quickly for the strikers. Give him, it's the first game, preseason, right? And he plays well in the Community Shield. These guys know how to finish, man. Klopp and Guardiola know how to get the best out of these guys. So to suggest that Klopp flopped last season because he didn't win the league is crazy. I mean, you don't know
bullshit, isn't it?
Right? Just the narrative that we create on Twitter Space, it really frustrates me because you lose the enjoyment of the competition of going back and forth. You lose the fact that these are 2 teams in our time that we haven't seen before. Not even the days of
and Haaland is not going to the World Cup.
Yeah, he's not going to.
Neither Salah. I mean, everyone forgets about him. He's won the Golden Boot 3 times. Has he won it now?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't there AFCON next year?
I think it's been moved by one more year. I believe.
Yeah.
Jesse, bro, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna add on this whole talk about he can only play against low blocks. In Germany, they really only play against high lines because they just have this idea in Germany. You have to play on the front foot, every team, no matter what the players you have. What was that goal that he scored 12 minutes in against Bayern Munich in the preseason? It's preseason, I understand, but that was good. That was exceptional movement, and obviously a little bit of brilliance from KDB. Played the pass. What's his face? Grealish sold them and then put it across. You guys are going to see a different aspect to Haaland. He's never had to play this way before, and like if you do go back and watch his games, it will take some adjustment time. It'll take a period, but he's going to be scoring goals. Nunez has one game and bang amazing. Haaland won and he lost madness. Yeah, exactly. And this goes back to Gandalorian's point. This is just what Twitter and what these social media spaces have created. I have no sympathy for either of your teams because it happens to United more than anyone else.
Yeah,
I think if you took the top 10 Premier League players who have had negative posts against them, like 6, 7 of them are United players.
Correct.
That's what happens.
Yeah, you're right.
It just is the way it is. You know what I mean? It's time to get over it, but it does suck because it does take a lot of the enjoyment out of having genuine competition and having actual discussions about the strengths of these players as well as.
Well, that's it. Like, literally, the chat is exactly that. It's kind of, it has to be almost like there's 2 sides to it and there's no middle ground. I'm not saying he's going to flop. What I'm saying is why is no one genuinely having that conversation? It only suits certain players. Jack Grealish had a bad season last season. He did. It was a bad season. But then everyone comes and says, well, it takes time. He's got to learn. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. However, with Erling Haaland, as it stands right now, no one's using that conversation. No one's saying that there might be some time where he takes to get used to this. He is a number 9. He is something very different to what Manchester City have played with for, well, probably since Aguero. And even Aguero is nothing like, Erling Haaland.
But isn't that the same argument for Nunez as well? Isn't that the same?
No, 100%. 100%. But what do Liverpool do? I mean, Liverpool also have Mo Salah. We have the benefit of having Mohamed Salah in our team, who is someone who we know will score, probably.
Yeah, and Mane gave you 20+ goals as well, right?
Mane never gave us 20+ goals a season. Last season, Mane was nowhere near 20+. Like that.
But
we're remembering 2019.
Okay, but your front 3 are the ones that provide the goals, right? And Mane is a huge part of that. So I you know what, this conversation is because if everyone leaves their bias aside, you can actually analyze this. And if you throw the biases aside, the Premier League is about squad depth. It's about the depth of your squad. That's what matters the most in these games, because Haaland might not play 25 games, but that's not the point. The point is, if you have a quality backup that comes in and can give you those numbers, and you can get the numbers from everywhere else. Pep has shown that he can do that. Klopp has shown that he can do that. So what we're really talking about between these 2 teams are who is going to sustain less injuries to their squad. And there's no way to actually predict that. But we've known, based on the records these 2 teams have produced the last few years, Pep has done a better job at managing his team, being that he can still get results out of even players being injured. Klopp has done the same, but he has just fallen just a bit short. So I think at the end of the day, with the World Cup being played this year, you just have to look at what's the injury record to teams. And once we see that, we're gonna know, okay, who's going to have a better season? Is it Man City? Is it Liverpool? But it's like I said this last year you can ask Karl. I love Liverpool. I think Liverpool's a great team, and I think Liverpool pushes City all the way. And I actually predicted Liverpool to win the season last year. But
can't believe you used the L word.
And City edged them out. But so at the end of the day, it's going to be close, and it's so all this talk about Holland's not going to score 15 goals, Grealish is going to struggle. I don't think that's the point of any of this. I think it's who manages the squad better. That's
By
all
the
it
way,
is.
I have to ask you a question in this situation, because we are talking about squad depth here and we are talking about Manchester City and Liverpool for an example, right? Let's actually talk about squad depth. So when it comes to your center backs, you got Ruben Diaz, and then you got John Stones, and you got Ake. Laporte is injured.
He's back in September, though.
He's back in September. Yes, he's back in September. So until September, you have one, let's say, quality center back as a backup, right? Then you got.
But just to clarify, you have 3 games of September, and you have three center backs.
But by the way, he's coming in after a knee injury. It might take a little bit of time for him to readjust because it's difficult.
The surgery already occurred in May, June, so he's already recovering.
But even talking about, I get what you're saying, but I'm just gonna throw this in there. Do you know that Diaz and Stones are probably a better partnership than defensively?
No, correct.
So I don't think focusing on the injury to Laporte is really.
I am trying to focus on squad depth, not only on the injuries.
Go ahead.
I'm just talking about. Yep. So for now, Laporte will be back in September. So until September, you don't have one center back. Let's just put it that way and just leave it. So then you got Cancelo, and then you got Walker. So who is the backup for Cancelo?
You have Westbrand.
Who?
Westbrand.
See, that's
waistband.
That's the issue.
Westbrand.
Waistband.
That's the issue, and like I understand it because
who's the backup for Robertson?
He's a young man called Costa Simicas.
Okay, so Westbrand is a young man too.
Yeah, but
I don't
Costa
think
Simicas is really good. Like he's really
I
good.
haven't seen.
So
right.
Fair point. Continue.
All right. Okay.
Let Anthony finish. Let Anthony finish. Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
All right. So right. Okay. Waistband is there for Cancelo.
It's S-brand. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sorry. S.
Yeah, brand. Just call him brand. Wilson. His name is Wilson. Wilson.
Wilson. There you go. Then we got Kyle Walker, isn't it?
You got Walker.
Yeah. Who is the replacement for Walker? I believe you sold him.
We don't have one right now.
Right. Okay. Then we move into midfield. Who is your midfield 3?
We have 5.
5. Okay, 5.
They have a lot of players there.
We got
Rodri, Phillips, Gundogan, Bernardo, and
right. Bernardo. If this thing happens, Bernardo pretty much will go to Barcelona.
Bernardo's not going anywhere.
Right. Okay. Let's not go anywhere. So.
Anthony, I hope you're not trolling here. I hope you're not trolling.
I am not trolling.
Because Aubameyang has signed papers. He's about to.
I'm not. I am not trolling. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So you have
you guys do actually. Yes, you have quality and in depth in midfield.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is not the problem for City.
What's the problem?
The midfield and the attack is not the problem.
Okay, what's the problem?
It would be the defense. It would be in your fullback positions. It's just that
let me ask you.
Karl, hang on a second. I get what you're saying, but I already addressed what you're saying right now. City's defense is not based on their actual defenders. They don't have great defenders. That's not how they defend. I answered this a long time ago, so I was waiting for you to arrive at this. They defend by keeping possession. And you can listen to Pep say this all the time. That is the defense. If we keep possession against the top teams, it's not going to, possession is almost equal. Against a Liverpool, possession is equal. So that's why Liverpool, when we play them,
but that is not what I'm trying to say, bro. I'm not
you're making a point about our defenders, about not having quality.
He's making a fair point. Let him finish.
But I'm not talking about them defending. You guys do attack with your 2 defenders, right? 2 fullbacks. Okay. What happens if Cancelo gets injured?
What happens if Cancelo?
And then we have S-brand. I thought somebody said that already.
So then, do you think Kyle Walker is going to be fit for the rest of the season? Then
100%. Why not?
But
the whole
you're
season.
trying to predict injury
Kyle Walker,
happening.
Because he's
No,
first and four
guys,
years
he's
of
talking
age.
about depth.
I
Don't let's
so
not
Anthony,
get too
how
defensive.
many,
He's
how
talking
many,
about
how many
depth.
times?
I'm just talking about
Anthony,
depth, bro.
how many
I'm just
times-
asking. I'm just
Let me
asking
ask-
about
let me
a
ask you a question.
hypothetical situation.
No. Okay, I'll answer it. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
You
How
said
many
if Walker
times
gets
in the-
injured,
How many times in the past 3 seasons has Kyle Walker been injured?
Carl, don't worry about that. Okay, if Karl Walker gets injured, Cancelo is a backup. If and we don't have a left back right now, but I believe they will get a left back. You're assuming that if they don't get a left back, then if we lose S brand, we don't have a left back, is what you're assuming.
No, but that's
right?
what I mean. Like at this moment
At
in
this
time,
moment, we
I'm
don't
trying
have
to make
a
my
left
point.
back backup. You're right.
Correct, and this is what I was trying to make the point, and that's why I said Liverpool will be finishing above, because at this moment in time, we do have 3 more weeks to go in the transfer market. At this moment in time, I don't believe.
Oh yeah, basing off now, not just something
observation.
assuming. No, I get what you're getting. I get.
At this moment in time, I believe Liverpool have enough depth. I think Liverpool
We have a
has
deeper
enough
squad
quality.
than Man City. Of course we do.
Correct, and that's one of the reasons why I think that they will finish
Let me
above
ask you a question,
City.
Anthony. Last year, did Liverpool have a deeper squad than City?
I think so.
Did they win the league?
I think
You had
last
a
year
deeper
was pretty
squad than
much
us last year, Dan.
Let's do the same math as you just did, right? You got Tsimikas, you got Robertson, you have Trent,
Dan, you did, yeah.
Right back, you have Gomez. So you had more depth than City
Yeah,
did.
they did. Yeah, they did.
No, but I think last year you guys had
we won
depth, isn't
we
it?
won 2 trophies, went to a Champions League final, and we also were
Yeah,
1
but we're
point off
talking
winning the
about
league.
the Premier League.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we were 1 point. We weren't 10. You know, like
Yeah, but
as you
No, that's
just
what
said,
I mean. Like
they
it was
lost.
very, very
it was
close.
literally that.
Darren, I
Right.
hear you. I hear
But
you.
they
I hear
lost.
you. But the fact
But you make it,
is-
but you can't just go, well, you were deeper and you didn't win. It was
Daniel,
like, I
Daniel,
understand
it
if we
is
were
true.
like
Daniel,
10 points.
It's a true statement.
Anthony raised the
You had a
argument,
deeper squad
right?
and you lost.
Anthony's argument was that because Liverpool have a deeper
By the
depth-
way, this
Anthony,
is
hold on, Anthony, hold on. You raised the argument. I didn't raise the argument. You said because Liverpool have more depth, they will win the league.
Correct.
I'm saying to you,
I
last year
didn't
they had-
say
hold
that
on.
Liverpool.
No,
wait,
no.
bro. I needed to confirm. I'm just saying that Liverpool
But-
at the end of the season they
Yeah.
did have the same, like almost the
But
same
Anthony, but
when
again,
it comes to
again,
depth.
I'm going to
However,
rephrase your argument. Anthony said he believes because Liverpool have more depth, they will win the league. And
That's
I
exactly what he just said.
I positively
Yeah.
I said last
Yeah.
year did Liverpool have more
Last year
depth
they had
than
a deeper
City?
squad and
The
they
answer is
lost.
yes.
Yes, by a
Did they win
point,
the
but they
league?
still
The
lost.
answer is no. So
no,
how
but
can
this
you use
is
your
what I'm trying to
argument?
say. You don't add the context into last year. Liverpool had a deeper squad because they signed players in January.
It's irrelevant.
It is relevant.
You have see, Anthony, you asked me the question. Just like you said, Laporte won't be available to September. I said, okay, fine.
No, but
Good.
that's what I mean.
But again, last
my
year,
whole argument, bro, is all I said. It's just that first part of the season, Liverpool will be more consistent
Anthony,
than
I don't.
City,
I
which will
I
make
can't
them
tell.
win
I
the
can't tell
Premier
the future, but I can tell you this. I know last year Liverpool had greater depth, squad depth,
Yep.
and I know they did well. They did well in all competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for them, they didn't have enough to get the league. Now, if they're going to use the same argument in depth for this year, I will make the same argument. I still think quality-wise, the first 11 of City is better than Liverpool. Now, if we get injuries, that all bets are off because if Laporte goes out, if Sané goes out, if Van Dijk gets injured, all bets are off. Those are the margins.
Van Dijk gets injured, Konate comes in. Konate is not a bad player.
If Van
to be
Dijk gets
honest.
injured, it's over. Let's be fair.
They're-
I mean, if
they're-
Van
they're
Dijk gets
also-
injured, it's done.
They're also different systems. I think we're missing the point entirely. Like they're very different systems. I think that City definitely needs a left back. They do. If you guys don't
They
want to
need that
Korea
cover, bro.
for 50 million,
and the right back.
I have no problem with teams, especially teams like City or Liverpool, going out for players in specific positions, getting a price tag they don't like, and saying we're not going to pay that price, because it sets a precedent for the rest of Europe that these teams have pull and they don't need to pay over the odds to get the player in. Now, if you guys want to go get Grimaldo or the kid from Anderlecht or whoever it may be who can fill that position for one season, play backup, Cancelo plays left, Walker plays right, you move things around, whatever you want to have it. If worse comes to worse, you move Ake into left. Let's just say Walker got injured, you move Cancelo back over. I don't have an issue with that. I understand Anthony's point, and he has a real point there, because you guys will be competing on 4 fronts and playing 60 games this season. You will. That's just the way it is.
And
But
Jesse,
you guys just need that one more player. And then
You
Jesse,
just
you're
need
right.
that one
You're
more
right.
player. That's
You're right.
all I'm saying. I'm just saying at the end of the transfer window, I believe City will add another player. But I still think it's so razor sharp. It's just at this point in time, I'm putting Liverpool above City. That's all I'm
that's
saying.
fair. And that's
fair.
your prerogative,
Fine.
Anthony. I don't disagree with you. I think that's
Yeah.
a fair
I think
argument,
that's fine. Yeah,
right?
I
But
think that's fine.
I remember last year, having the same debate with people, and I said, look, it comes down to ultimately luck. There's a lot of luck in this. And then two, the quality of the manager to manage the players that he has to get the best. It may mean we may not win the FA Cup. We may not win the Carabao Cup. Heck, we may even get knocked out in the semi-final again. But when it comes to the league, Guardiola knows how to win the league. He knows what it takes to prioritize the Premier League.
4 out of 5 years, I don't think that's a coincidence.
That becomes kind of, okay, where do we go now? I know we want to do everything, but frankly, it's almost impossible. And I think that's where
try and win the Champions League, maybe.
But the City fans, they want the Premier League. It's what they want.
No.
What?
No. Stop.
You
only want the Premier League because you've never won the Champions League.
Daniel,
Did you get that hit in the Champions League?
This has been
No. Let's not enter that. No. Let's not enter that. If we start that, there'll be issues. Let's go on. Vator. No, guys. No. If you comment, what's going to happen is we'll continue going deeper somewhere. I think let's move on. Top goal scorer. Let's just drop that. I know where this will go. I have been in a lot of channels. As soon as Champions League starts, somebody comes back. I respect all of you guys, but let's just go to top goal scorer. I'll start with you, Vator. Who's going to be the top scorer? Who's going to win the Golden Boot? I think let's just leave that there.
All right. Yes. I will leave it there. I don't want to, but I will.
I got you. I left it too, man.
Now, top goal scorer. I haven't geeked out and nerded out on Manchester City yet. Because I'm ready to put out my Excel sheet, put in my formulas, and really determine on how many goals we're going to be scoring per person. So I haven't done that yet. But we score as a committee, so that's why I'm a little hesitant to put any City player as the top goal scorer for the season. With the level of, and don't take this in a disrespectful way, but the level of ruthless, eye on goal, sometimes been accused of being selfish. Salah is a goal scorer, and he knows what his goals mean to the team. Label him selfish if you want, label him he should have passed it off, whatever, but he gets his goals, and what it does for Liverpool is very impactful. I have him, and surprisingly, I think it's going to be Kane that actually steps up between the two of them for this Golden Boot. And the reason why I want to put Kane in the mix is because he came on late last season. He came on late last season, and despite that, he was still doing what Kane does in terms of goals and assists. I think him with Conte from the very beginning of the season, it's going to be kind of like that. We're watching both players. How many have they scored this week? Type thing. The best I can give you, Patrick, is Kane and Salah.
Wait, aren't you just picking one? What are we doing? Are we just picking one, or are we picking two?
Yeah, we're just picking one, but I can't pick between the two of them.
Oh, okay.
I think there will be one top goal scorer.
Next.
Well, you can have a shared goal scorer, but yes.
Yeah. Right. Who's next?
Who's what? Salah and Kane. That's my.
Oh no! I'm saying next to pick who.
Oh, next to pick.
You Ade. It's you, Ade.
Oh, I think it's Harry Kane. It's easy for me. It's Harry Kane.
I think it's Aubameyang.
Look at you. You're starting this again.
No, Harry Kane for sure, bro.
Man, I think it's Harry Kane.
I believe it's Harry Kane as well.
Really? That's interesting that you guys are so set on Harry Kane. I think he has a very different position in Tottenham right now.
I agree.
But I also I can't run away from the fact that he played the first half last season. He might have gone a couple injuries, but he was less injury prone. But he banged 16 goals in the second half of the season last season. So I can't argue with it. But I honestly think he'd be anyone would be foolish to not say Mo Salah at this moment in time. No World Cup. He's going to be coming straight out of the blocks. He's got his contract. It's based on bonuses. Like, I don't see a world in which one player scores more. I think City probably score more goals next season. Like you guys,
as a team, yes, I agree.
But Salah, I think it's hard to go past him. I want to say Haaland. I want to say Haaland. I don't want to say Nunez for this. Salah's, it's got to be Son. He's a midfielder. He'll do a lot. I hope Son. I don't hope Son. I think Son will score 20 goals. I think Harry Kane will score 20 goals. I think Mo Salah might get 30 plus. I honestly do. And I don't know why. I just think that they're more of that sort of club where they depend on one player and they get goals across the team. But really, it's only in the front line. Their midfield doesn't score goals.
Yeah, I think it will be between Salah or Kane, bro. But I just think Kane will slightly edge it. That's just my feeling.
Everyone's forgetting that Harry Kane puts England before club, and he's going to make sure that he's nice and fit for that World Cup. He ain't going to put himself at any risk. I think he starts slowly, has a good World Cup, and then tries to bang him in the second half of the season. Mo Salah, I don't know how people can look past the guy, to be honest. Like, it's every season, everyone goes, oh, he's not going to do it this season. He's been doing it for 5 seasons now. He keeps doing it, and there's no reason that he doesn't do it again this season. The guy looks on it. He looks really good. As Jesse says, he's got his contract sorted. No AFCON, no World Cup. He can go all out 100% on doing what he does, which is getting records. The guy owns pretty much every record other than top goal scorer, at the club, which is almost impossible, just due to the sheer numbers. He's gonna bang in 20 odd goals in the Premier League, no problem at all, and then probably another 10, 15 goals in other competitions. He's going on.
Okay, there's a good question here by SSB. He says, Patrick, and Jesus at Arsenal do something.
If you ask me, Patrick, about goal scorer, right?
Yeah, Karl, you want to answer this question first? You want to answer this question? Can Jesus do something?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Jesus will cook for Arsenal. But come back.
So he's gonna contest for the Golden Boot.
I don't know about that, but I'll tell you this: if you take away penalties, I'm going Son. I'm going Son because Kane plays that deeper role, that number 10 role that he plays for Tottenham, and the outlet for them is always Heung-min Son. And Heung-min Son is efficient in front of goal. He is efficient. He's an assassin in front of goal. I'm going Son.
I can see that.
I could see that as well, but I don't know, bro. I just think Harry Kane might be on something because I think Harry Kane needs to do something to prove to get a move or do something, bro. He either can't stay at Tottenham or he either needs to win something at Tottenham.
Yeah, I just see Harry Kane scoring more goals. I don't know. I think Liverpool. I would have said Mo Salah, but I think there's going to be an emphasis to get Nunez involved in goal scoring as well. So I think
I agree.
That's fair.
So
no, he is
goal scoring. I don't know. I think people get there. City scored the most goals the last 6 years in the league. So sharing the goals, I think, it matters more than this trophy. But it's awesome to win it, to be the goal scorer. But there has to be a selfish aspect to it, which is why they always accuse Mo Salah of being selfish, even though he's good. They accuse Ronaldo of being selfish too, but they're just good as goal scorers. So I think Kane wins it. I think Salah gets close, but at the end of the day, it's the team that's scoring the most goals. So
that's fair.
No, agreed.
That's not true at all. One season, Mo Salah has the weight of a nation on his shoulders at AFCON, plays every game, goes to penalties, comes back having not just lost the AFCON final, he's then gone on and got knocked out in the World Cup qualifiers and is now not going to a World Cup. His contract isn't sorted. He did have a horrible last couple of months, and these boys will tell you in the Discord, I was the first person saying, if he wants 400 grand a week, he's going to have to start performing. What you can't take away is since that happened, he's playing exceptionally. He was brilliant against Manchester City. If anyone thinks he wasn't good against City, you don't know football. He was fantastic. He was crossing with his right foot, instrumental penalty. It was fantastic. Ederson was so close. He was very good with that one, but the penalty was just better. Mo Salah is going to be fantastic. He's going to have another great season. And I think for me, he's going to win the Golden Boot. Do I think it's going to be like by 10 goals? No. I just think, as your man says there, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, it's the selfish nature. Mo Salah is just a goal-scoring machine. And when he sees an opportunity, he will try and score that goal. And he's proven it year after year after year.
Yeah, and just one thing I want to tag on to that, because we do talk about, well, who's going to take goals off of who. It's a real concern. There's no way Nunez is the main man at Liverpool. Haaland may well become the main man up front at City this year. As far as goal scoring goes, like pure goal scoring, I would be very surprised. Salah will give Nunez a pen here or there or whatever it may be.
You won't give him pens, mate. You won't give him any pens.
This is my point. Salah is still going to be the main man. 100. Yeah. Like I don't really see any way around that. So,
like, I agree with all of you guys. I just think it will be either Salah or either Kane. But I'm gonna edge it to Kane. That's it. It would be either or.
Fair enough. I mean, we were talking about. I mean, Harry Kane could easily bag 28 goals this season.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say. So Haaland could just be on absolute smoke. Play every game. I don't think he's going to play every game, but yeah, I mean he could, and then bang in 35. Mo Salah could bang in 34. I don't know, but yeah,
Haaland might come in on the first day of the Premier League, play against Fulham, bag 4 goals, and chill out for like a week or so. You know what I mean?
He'll have a job. He doesn't play for Liverpool, mate.
Sorry.
First game of the season's for Liverpool. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
They're playing West Ham.
West Ham, yeah, we might come in, score 4 goals against West Ham, or you never know how things go. But it would be, for me, it would be between Salah or Kane. But I'm gonna give it to Kane. In that's just me, basically.
Yeah, I give it to Kane.
I also agree with Daniel in the chat here, the one he just posted. I think Salah gets a lot of disrespect here. He deserves to mention 23 goals without a pen, absolutely, and that was miraculous. And I think you'd be foolish not to have him in your FPL unless you're trying to bank on having someone like Salah and Haaland. You should probably get Son in there for save some of that cash. Keep in reserves for when you need to make a transfer. But yeah, I agree.
Son is one player who is an enigma because you never hear from him. There are no clubs going after him. Yet his efficiency is just frightening. He doesn't miss, hardly ever misses. I'm curious to know what the stats are on his efficiency, but he is up in the 80s or 70s at least. Yeah, just an amazing player. Absolutely.
By the way, boys, I got to go. I'm starting work. I actually started work, but
we won't tell. We won't tell.
It's 9 a.m. for me over here in the other
wow.
side of the world.
Big up to you, big up to you, Anthony, man. Thanks for coming.
Anthony, where are you? Where are you, Anthony? Where are you?
I'm in Australia, bro.
Oh wow.
Oh man, Sydney.
Yeah,
West Coast, East Coast. Where are you?
I'm in Victoria, so I just woke up at around 6:45, to be on the stream because I really appreciate you guys. I think you guys are fantastic, and it's always enjoyable having a chat with you guys and always having Patrick on our channel as well. I just want to say thank you for everybody.
Great having you on, buddy.
Giving us the opportunity to be here and have a little bit of a chat. But unfortunately, I got to go because I need to make that bacon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Make that money for Bamang, man. Make that money for Bamang. I'll see you then.
For sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, big up to you, Internet. Big up, man.
You got someone behind you, by the way, bro. Someone just peeking in there in the background. Now it's time for work, homie.
Okay, so who hasn't picked up? Dan, have you picked up your goal score? You said Mo Salah, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jesse, you picked one.
Yeah, I said Salah. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I think I'm gonna say Salah. I could have said Haaland. It's just that, as I said, like Haaland and Nunez have come to this league new. It's just that Salah has the keys, man. It's just he has it. And looking at Son, I'm gonna answer you, Karl. I have been complaining. I was like, Son seems to be one of those loyal people. Like you saw his interview. It looks like he would never leave Tottenham. He doesn't care about trophies, I think so, because he got the golden boot, right? He went to South Korea. I was about to say North Korea, so my bad. He went to South Korea.
North Korea,
yeah. He went to South Korea, and they welcomed him very well, and they were taking pictures with his golden boot. So I think maybe to him, you know, he's that type of man that it doesn't mean much. It's loyalty and the small things that mean to him. You know what I mean?
Different things motivate different players. If you have the love of your whole nation, regardless whether they win or not, right? They don't care, right? So for some guys, that's enough. That's all.
Yeah, I think that's enough for him. He sees him, he's the captain for his team. They see him as a hero in Korea. So I think that's why he doesn't move and looks like a loyal guy. Okay, so guys, look. So that's the selection for us, guys. In the comments, like the vid. In the comments, please put which one you want to be your golden boot winner. And by the way, guys, I know this is a city channel. I know maybe I should have done this on PitchPoints. I know. So don't take it personal. We're just talking football here. At the end of the day, even if we say maybe Fulham is going down, you might find Fulham doesn't go down. This is a prediction show. Nobody has a magic ball here that maybe Liverpool win the league or City. As Karl said, he's between the two. I'm also between the two. Right now, as we speak, that left back position, I hope it doesn't bite us in the backside. But right now, don't be angry over this. We're talking football as fans. Everybody has an opinion. If you want, you can also put your opinion in the comments. The same thing. I just had a slogan these days. I just had a new slogan, by the way, Karl. Here's the new slogan. It says, football and chill, where opinions matter. It says True City Fan Channel, where opinions matter. So don't worry about it, guys. I know people are getting pissed off in the comments saying, please get me on. I know I couldn't get you on, but I'll get you on next time. Everybody who said get me on, I'm going to have you next time. But don't take it personal. We're just discussing football here. Whatever Dan says, whatever Jess says, whatever I say, Veta, Gundo, Adi, or Anthony might come true or might not come true. That's why we said prediction. We didn't say we know the future. So guys, keep it calm. I love you all, but keep it calm. Don't take it. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. At the end of the day, I always tell people it's not that deep. We're debating here, isn't it, Karl? I think people. Yeah.
I think what's deep, right? What's deep to me is I want to get into the mind of Tony Bloom, man, because this guy's a whole I'm telling you, man. I love what he's doing, right? Literally, he's auctioning his player to the highest bidder and getting the maximum value for him. A guy, who
when you're done, let me get everybody's opinion on that. Yeah,
for 12 million, played 1 year, finished 12th or 13th, and you want to sell him for almost $70 million, mate. You know,
he's a businessman because he's a businessman. I'm not worried about City's left back issue right now. Business. I think people worry too much before the season starts about.
So, Adi, what do you think of this Tony Bloom guy? What games is he playing? Like, okay, can I say something, Adi? Who in the right mind, Danny, Jesse, everybody, Veta, what club ever goes off our official website, official page, and deny transfer rumors? I've never seen that in my life. This thing is going crazy. And it's Cucurella, guys. Let's not forget, it's Cucurella. It's not Hurricane. It's not Salah. It's not De Bruyne. It's Cucurella. Come on.
It's not Roberto Carlos that nobody knew before this last season at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not Roberto Carlos. If it's Roberto Carlos, because, okay, fine, it's Roberto Carlos, right? Everybody's fighting for him back in the old days. But it's Cucurella.
There's a business aspect to football, and that we don't like talking about because we're fans. He's a businessman. He's trying to make money, with his player. Like, he knows he's sought after, so they created this, kind of bidding war with City and Chelsea, and it seems like Chelsea might win it. They're just gonna make money. At the end of the day, the billionaires want to make money. We fans want great players, but they want more money. So he's getting more money for a player that he only got for 12 million. That's a great business deal. You want an owner like that. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at him.
I'm not mad at it either, but it's also, and we would all agree that he's now built a reputation though. So now moving forward with regards to something like this, clubs are gonna approach it a lot different and protect themselves to not be exposed or at risk like what just happened.
Lorien, Napoli owner has been doing this for years. This is not new. Napoli owner does this all the time, every year with his players. with Koulibaly, go down the list. He does it all the time. So I think Bloom is just saying, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm following this guy. He's my mentor, and I made this to make money.
The solution to this is by what clubs will do is clubs will go into the ear of players and say, you know what, don't sign a new contract. Wait till 12 months, 18 months, we'll come after you. We're not going to deal with this foolishness anymore. Wait until it's like 12 months and we'll come after you. Don't sign a new contract. That's all they'll just do. I guarantee right now, if Cucurella doesn't leave, guess who's going to be in his ear next year? Guess who? FC Barcelona. And they will table 35 million, and Tony Bloom will be stuck accepting 35 million because the player will just walk.
Yeah, don't forget, Daniel Levy did this too. Like, this isn't a new thing. Daniel Levy did this with all his guys, with Walker, with a lot of guys.
Guess who's in Kane's ear right now? Bayern Munich next year. They've already started.
Bayern Munich is broke. What are they going to come up with 150 million?
Oh, be careful with Bayern. Bayern know how to speak to players, and players end up.
Bayern spent a lot of money. They've spent loads of money.
They spent 80 on what's his name? Delete, isn't it done?
Bayern's not paying 150 million for Harry Kane. I guarantee you.
He won't be 150.
He's not going to cost.
You won't have 150.
You assume Daniel Levy is going to make an exception here. Is that? I think that's
the problem. Is that Kane now has 2 years left in his
he has 2 years. I think he's going to go into his last.
Okay, at the end of 2 years, yes, I agree that will happen. But before those 2 years, Daniel Levy is not bowing to anyone. It's
not about bowing. I don't think that. Look, if they do something serious this season, then we can write that all off. If they get Champions League, they win something and all that, that'll be fine. But like Gunnar was saying, they're going to be going into the last 2 years of the contract. I agree with you, by the way, on a lot of this. The thing is, the one thing I didn't agree with is Bayern Munich is one of the richest clubs in the world. They just pretend like they aren't. They walk around Europe, and they go all these clubs, and they go, well, for Mane, well, he's worth 50 million. Even like last year of his contract, he was worth 40 million. We'll give you 20.
Yeah.
Plus the add on. Like, they go to Salzburg, they'll go in for Šeško, who United's in for, and apparently Chelsea's in for, and they'll be in for him next summer. We'll pay you 50 million this summer, and then next summer they'll offer them 15 million, and they'll get him for 15 million. And Bayern Munich just plays these dubious games. People don't think they have money. They have bucket loads of cash. They are one of the biggest 5 teams in the world. Like. It's outrageous the way they work. Like, that's really what it is. But
yeah, okay. If that's the scenario, I can see Bayern getting him. But if it's a scenario where Daniel Levy said this is the price, I don't think anybody's changing his mind. But if the price is lower, Bayern Munich can obviously come in and get him. So yeah, that's possible.
Well, Patrick, Dan, Jesse, it's Vader. It's 2 days until we start the league. Friday. I'm gonna have to run soon, but it's been great. Friday, Arsenal versus Palace, is it? Or Palace Arsenal, whatever. Yeah, Palace Arsenal.
Joanna pick the golden glove before you go fast, before we close it. So
you know who it is, right?
Allison.
Allison or Edison, one of the two.
I think Allison.
What was it this year?
Not Ramsdale?
It was both. Ramsdale.
I think it was tied. It was tied.
It was tied. It was both.
It's going to be Edison and Allison who are going to share it. We're the two best defensive teams in the league. We're going to concede the least goals, so it's more than likely going to be. It's going to be them two, isn't it? It's an easy conversation.
Allison's a better overall goalkeeper.
Allison stopped more goals. I think Allison.
Yeah. So it could be him, but again, margins are worth 1 millimeter. So we'll see.
It's impossible to tell between the two. I think it really is.
Yeah, I got Allison winning it.
Yeah. So.
Ramsdale, but the always
why is Ramsdale?
Because Ramsdale makes TV worth it saves.
If Ramsdale
is not a good goalkeeper.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
No. Okay, but look. I'm always surprised because at the end of the day, it's always between Edison, and Edison ages it, then Edison comes in, Edison goes on the top, but Edison has won so many. Fair play to Edison. I was looking at the catalog. He's won almost. Hasn't he even won the season we lost the league? Wow. He won it the season we lost the league. So he's been that belongs to him. And somehow, when he knows that he has to win it, I have seen him make amazing saves.
I think when we say Edison, I think that the defenders don't get credit for it. They should though, because they're the ones that prevent this balls from getting to them. I think Allison is a better shot stopper than Edison by a mile.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Edison has
1v1 too. 1v1 also.
Yeah, like I said, the defense is keeping the ball away from the other guys attacking you, and that's why Edison gets the benefit of that.
I'll tell you what though, like in this,
Allison clearly is a better shot stopper than Edison.
Yeah,
it's not in a competition in that sense, but the distribution of Edison, a guy's a freak, right? I mean, he even has a world record to his name. It's just, it's
doesn't score as many goals as Allison, though, does he?
Fair point. That's fair.
I was just gonna say, so yeah, like Allison's definitely the better shot stopper, but like even in our new system that we're trying to implement at United, I'd take Ederson over Allison just because of what we need him to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Would be a massive upgrade. Sweeper keeper can actually play out from the back. Knows when to come out. Knows how high he needs to be up in what circumstance. Yeah. So it's just
I'm curious why you guys didn't go for like an Onana or something, because Onana played for Ten Hag and Ajax, right? And he was pretty good.
We're suffering from our old ways. You know what I mean? Like De Gea's on 375K a week. We can't do anything about it. Yeah, we can't do anything. We just need to let that contract run down, and we'll get rid of him in a year's time or something. You know.
Wow.
Got to be careful about that doping as well. You know what I mean? You don't want another ban.
Oh, yes, right.
Wow.
Dad, why are you choosing violence towards Jesse? Why?
What?
I don't know why. That's terrible.
It's just true. Onana did. That's the problem, you know.
Well, wasn't he cleared off all that?
No, we know he served his ban, full ban.
He was cleared in the way that Rio Ferdinand was, which was, hey, we're going to drug test you today, and he said no, so they gave him a year suspension, so they never caught him.
What? Oh yeah, guys. What about Vator? Who do you think is gonna win the Golden Glove? Is it gonna be our boy Eddie again for the fourth time?
I think it'll be Allison. So you guys,
okay.
You know what? This might be the 1 year Eddie doesn't win it, and it might be because of splitting time with Ortega. So he wouldn't have as many appearances of a clean sheet. But as a team, I think we would still have as many clean sheets as Liverpool. But because of shared time, I think Allison gets it.
Yeah, cool. What about yourself, Ade? You said Allison.
I already picked it. I already picked Allison.
Okay, cool. So guys in the comments, Emmanuel, I know. But you know, sometimes even in class, they used to know that you're not the smartest, but they'll still bring you in a selection purposely. Or in sports, you remember in sports? I don't know if they do this in your countries. They'll bring everybody, and we used to know who is good at basketball, but they'll still bring everyone. And then they'll put you as a captain and say, Patrick, pick your basketball team, and you will be like, okay. We'll start with him. So anyway, guys, put it in the comments. Before everybody goes, guys, I know we've been here for 2 hours. I didn't even know we've been here for 2 hours. Jeez, before everybody goes, there's one more thing that the streets are asking for. The streets is in the comments. Dan, please behave yourself. Dan, on this one, please behave yourself. Please forgive us for this, Dan, but I know Dan, there you go. You guys had this. So what do you think, guys? Is it as bad? Can you see it?
No,
you can now. Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay. The jersey?
Yeah, is it as bad as you thought?
So you look by that antibiotic you get as a kid, you know, the yellow one. It's like pearlescent yellow.
Oh, you mean that? Yeah, I know what you mean. During summer.
The amoxicillin kit is nice. That I like it.
I think it's after the B, isn't it? It's because of the B, Manchester B. Yeah,
the whole thing. It's the whole Manchester B thing with the stripes. I guess the bumblebee with the yellow and the black.
I don't really like it too much.
It looks more like Acid House, to be honest. It doesn't really look like a bee.
Oh, they gave him like
is that Batman? Is that Batman
there? Yeah, what's that, dude? He's got a cape.
He's got a cape.
You know what, guys? I know it's a dedication thing, but come on. You remember the third kit last season was not that great. I went to the shop and tried to buy it, guys, on discount. It was on discount. I still couldn't buy it. It reminds me of that Liverpool jersey last season, the McDonald's one. Remember the yellow one? Yeah. The yellow Liverpool jersey that looked like a washing cloth. They're like,
I have a suggestion, and I tweeted this.
You mean the McDonald's uniform? That one?
Yeah, the McDonald's.
Nearly
what
as
needs to happen, right? Is clubs need to allow for the third kit, do a competition by the fans, do a design competition, and whoever wins it,
That's amazing. That's an
maybe
amazing
they get
idea.
royalty, maybe they get something, but do a fan competition. Let fans compete to design third kit. Whoever wins it, give them a royalty from the sales.
Charlie says at least we got the badge on the right place, not at the back of the shirt.
You know what? That's not a terrible idea. First off, fans will create the best kits. Because like apparently Puma doesn't care, Adidas does not care, and Nike doesn't care about whoever they represent. Do something for third kits. Our third kit is just as bad as I don't even think that this one's that bad. The thing about this one is if you guys win things this season, everyone will forget and you'll love it. It grows on you, right? The more you win in it. But like none of our third kits have been good for years. For whatever reason, they've been putting all their attention into Arsenal. And
Jesse Diaz looks like he doesn't even want to wear it. But anyway, I'm just joking.
Well, no, go back real quick to Grealish. I just want to point this out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You got it. Like no, it's just like the 90s look almost, where like you have like the baggy arms.
Yeah,
everything's real loose. That was the only thing I was looking at. No, I think honestly this isn't the worst third kit. I understand it's not as pretty as the other ones, but
you know the thing about this, guys. Like I respect where it's coming from, because like the last one was because of the music thing in City. You know, the one with the cuts, the one that looked like it had cuts all over it. So look, guys, I like that Puma is dedicating some of the jerseys to the history of the Man City club, which is respectful to the club, to the club and the fans. But the thing about some of these jerseys, guys, I'm just gonna say this: they sometimes look nice as hell on the players, especially bringing Jack Aguero. If you look at like Mo Salah just has a body where when he wears something just fits him nicely. And when it comes to some of us, I wear this, I'm just gonna look like a big bumblebee. Just walking around. I swear to God, that's the thing about these jerseys. But I don't know. Personally, myself, Charlie, because you asked me, Charlie, if for a review for this, I don't see myself buying this one. I'm gonna buy the other one with the red and black. I think even Gundo is buying that one. I don't know about Ade and Veta, but I'm gonna buy that one. But this one, I'm sorry, guys. This one, you want to see me wear it? If I didn't buy the other one, Ade, from last season, and it was on discount, I still didn't buy it. I was like, no, I'm not wearing this. Because when I go to the pub, they're gonna say the badge is at the back. Where's your badge, mate? They're gonna say Irish people have no chill, so it's not gonna go well. So, guys,
I don't think I'm gonna get that one. No.
Yeah. So, guys, that's everything from us, guys. I don't think we missed everything, guys. As I said, it's all love here, guys. Everybody on the panel here, there's no hostility. Everybody is fine. You guys can be laughing. I couldn't say the word favor. I can't say it again. Oh my God!
Favor.
I can't. I can't believe that. Anyway, the word is gone. I'm gonna clip that purposely and put it for your entertainment, guys. So anyway, thank you very much, Gundo, as always. Ade, Veta, Jesse, Anthony, Dan, and Josh. I know you couldn't stay long. Thank you very much, Martin, everybody, Daniel, Mark, holla at you, Luca, big up to you, Charlie, Harry Mills, Big Morgan, McLovin, everybody in the comment, all of you, Emmanuel. I'll continue saying all the names now. I'll be one of those people on the radio. So, guys, that's it from us, guys. If you like the show, like the vid, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to this guy's channel, and one more time, I am repeating this one more time before we leave. Jesse, or my G Dan, you've the floor. So, who's going to advertise the Football Talk channel again for the last time? Is it going to be Jesse now?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, go ahead and join Talk Football. If you go onto YouTube, you can type in Talk Football 92. For whatever reason, if you type in Talk Football, probably because it sounds like a generic name, it'll send you somewhere else. So don't do that. Either go into the description or type in Talk Football 92, and it'll take you to our little green and black icon. But yeah, we're a channel that covers the top 6 and a lot of other channels. We're growing very steadily. We're still a small channel. We started around 2 months ago, and we're trying to bring more and more people on board. So we bring in people from all fan bases. We'll give you time to call in if you want to. Just join us. Dan and I do shows around 9:30 London time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we'll do a lot more going into the season. We also have Josh, who is on and is in the chat right now. And him and Anthony do quite a few shows more on the other side of the world, Australia, Eastern Asia, and all that. So come and join us. Again, just go into the description and it'll take you right there. So
yeah, guys, go and follow these guys, man. Adi, as always, a pleasure. Obviously, yeah, always a pleasure, man. It was love to see you. I hope I see you for the Man City Expectation show. Martin, hit me up. We have to organize for that. Dan, as always, I see your smile. You got the piece of blood you wanted, the drop of blood.
Hey, I've just come to make sure that people have got some different thoughts. You know, you can't just keep one vision. You got to test it. You got to test the vision.
You guys give him a taste, and I'm the one who has to put up with this.
He has to live with it.
Me. Anyways, Ed, Gundalorian, Vader. It was nice to meet you guys as well. Obviously, Pat.
Yeah, lovely to meet you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah,
guys.
Vader. So Vader, as always, go ahead. Tell the people about your wonderful channel before we close up.
You're too kind, Patrick. First and foremost, thank you for having me on the show. And amazing conversation with regards to the upcoming season. You guys can find me on Twitter. You see it's at Vator Games. And you can find me on YouTube. I do a show once a week. Why Always Me? If you're a City fan, you know where that was inspired from. And, come support, subscribe, drop a comment, and interact. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, big up to you, man. And Karl, are you still with us?
I'm here. Just again, you can find me on PitchPoints. I'm out there. Patrick and I do work together on a lot of things. So you see me on this channel a lot of times. You see me on mine. I just love the game. I love football, regardless of the club. And it's good to be here. I did enjoy talking to Dan and Jesse and Anthony a lot. I think you guys make a lot of sense, and I enjoyed our conversation. For 2 hours, I wouldn't be here if not. But big up to you guys. So thanks. Yeah.
No, thank you very much. It's been brilliant. It's been nice to have a proper debate on a couple of subjects.
Yeah.
We'll kick around.
Yeah, big up to you guys. So, guys, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the episode 6 of Football Chill. What? I did say bye. Ade, do you want to shout out? Like, do you have any shout out at all?
I don't have any shout outs, man. I just enjoy this. I enjoy the banter, man. I like talking to all kinds of fans. United, Liverpool, whatever. At the end of the day, we just enjoy great football, man, and we want our teams to win. I love it.
Yeah, that's it, guys. So as I told you guys, don't take everything to heart. We're all football fans here, and I'm pretty sure when you're chatting to your friends in the pub or somewhere else, this is how we all talk. Everybody has an opinion. As I said, from now on, this channel is based on opinions matter. So it's Football and Chill, episode 6. We're keeping going on the Football and Chill. It's every Wednesday, but I won't promise that it'll be at 7. It'll be changing, but it's every Wednesday. So guys, thank you very much, and peace.